the last second. Welcome everybody to our special one-shot Savage Worlds one-shot Ragnarok Scenario. We are very excited to be here this evening. Um, just a few things to go over real quick. I am new to running Savage Worlds as a whole. I have played in a few Savage Worlds games, but not too many. But
But I am not new.
But yeah, Eric is not new, so um, Eric will be the one Eric, I've given Eric permission to adjudicate rules. Like if I'm not sure how a rule should go, I will ask Eric, or if Eric has also has permission to. I dropped my water bottle. I apologize. He also has permission to be like, actually, you might want to do it this way. So just so you're aware that when Eric interrupts me, if I do something, it is a-okay. Do not feel attacked on my behalf. All right. With that, we're gonna go. We're gonna hop in. Throughout history, many dark forces have sought the destruction of the world as we know it. However, these things are hiding in the shadow. They seek the downfall of humanity. Things such as vampires, werewolves, and the like hide behind the thin veil of myth and legends. We are humanity's shield and sword against these threats. We are the Supernatural Containment and Research Division. Our longswords strike fear into fear incarnate, but before they can become the fighting machines that they are, they must undergo a long and arduous training process. Avalon Site is our command center, protected by both magical wards and conventional security. Every recruit dreams of seeing it one day, but they must prove worthy of that honor. If Avalon Site were to fall, humanity would be in great trouble. Our team gathered before us today is Short Sword 4, the next batch of recruits for the Longsword Program. Every short sword trains under an SCRD commander, and only upon their approval are they allowed into the Longsword Program. Short Sword 4 is training under Commander Daniel Pearson, and it is said that Commander Pearson is the most stubborn training officer of all. So, real quick, before we hop into everything else, let's just introduce each other. We'll start based on how I see people on my screen. It goes Sarah, then Jeff, then Eric, then Peter, Adam, and then Ian. So, Sarah, if you just want to introduce yourself and your character real quick.
Hi, I am Sarah, and I play Alex O'Connors.
Jeff?
I'm Jeff, and I play Blake Morrell.
Okay. Eric?
I'm Eric, and I'm playing Corporal Parker Andrews.
Perfect. All right, Peter.
I'm Peter, and I'm playing Kieran Anderson.
Okay. Adam?
Corporal Jamie Reagan, reporting for duty, sir.
And Ian.
Nerd. I'm goodness. I'm choking on my tongue. I'm Ian, and I'm playing Corporal Morgan Lane.
Perfect. So it is a bright and early morning, and at a plot-appropriate time of year. You find yourselves at an abandoned warehouse that the SCRD uses for training frequently. You're lined up in front of it, and Commander Pearson is there waiting for you. You guys are brought over by armored transport. Commander Pearson is an older gentleman, probably getting up into his 40s and 50s, but he has been in the SCRD for a long time and is trained to do this kind of thing his entire life. And so he is a very hardened warrior. He has pepper, salt and pepper, graying hair, and he gives you all a hard stare as you get off the armored personnel carrier. Well, good morning. What was that, Adam?
What was his name? Because
Daniel
you said
Pearson.
Sergeant Okay, because it blended with pepper, and so I thought Sergeant Pepper.
Sergeant Pepper.
Nope. Well,
Okay.
good morning.
Commander.
It's about time that you'll wake up and have decided to join us on the training field this morning.
Morning, sir.
Sir.
Lieutenant O'Connors, get your men prepared for inspection.
Sir, yes, sir. Line up over there.
Head.
Okay, so you all get lined up, and Commander Pearson starts inspecting all of you. Is there any of you that has anything unique, anything that might not be as standard regulation as would normally be expected?
Yes, absolutely. So, currently, my helmet is under my arm, but you can see that the helmet has mohawk-looking spikes that are raised up about 2 inches that go down the whole middle of the helmet. And these match very well with the fact that Corporal Andrews, his head is shaved on all sides except right down the center, where he has a substantial blue and black mohawk on his head as well.
Commander Pearson just stops in front of you. Corporal Andrews, what is that thing on your head?
Statement.
Statement of what?
Purpose.
On what purpose does that blue and black bruised-looking thing on top of your head give you?
Well, it shows that, if necessary, and he lifts up the helmet, and the spikes are ridged and sharpened in such a way that if he were to actually headbutt you with it, it would probably cause damage. It's to serve as a warning for what could happen.
Back in my day when I was a recruit, that would never have been allowed. They've just grown a little too lax in the standards, if you have to ask me.
Or perhaps they've recruited better people because they allow us to do what we'd like.
It just gives you a very firm stare, but doesn't have anything to say to that. Does anyone else have any interesting things about themselves?
Morgan is standing wide-eyed and bushy-tailed with a quill and a piece of, like, I don't know, what's the equivalent of a notebook in this world?
A notebook?
I don't know.
It's
Okay, not just this world, but like the time frame and everything.
The time frame? Well, okay, if you had a notebook, it would be a notebook. If you didn't, you'd probably have I can tell you exactly what that make and model would be if you give me just a second.
Make and model? What?
Mm-hmm.
I've never known a make and model for a notebook.
It's not. This would be a tablet.
This is a Rite of Pawn 4000.
Yeah, it would be a Blackburn 7 series tablet is what it would be. If you had a tablet. Otherwise, it would just be a notebook from Office Depot.
Probably just a notebook. I don't think he's gonna have the time to chisel things into a tablet.
All right. So the commander will stop in front of you. Corporal Lane, what is that?
Just some note-taking implements, sir.
Did I tell you to take notes, Corporal?
No, sir, but I need to be able to internalize the things I learn here, sir.
Your father would be embarrassed to see you taking notes.
I hope
on the
not, sir.
battlefield.
I am here to continue the I can't think of words, sir.
I'm going to give both Eric and Ian not inspiration. Bennies. An extra Benny, by the way, for playing their characters. So, for our audience who may be unaware what bennies are similar to inspiration from D&D, except more useful. They allow more changing of the story and more and allow you to do a lot more than a Benny does and than a inspiration does. I'm sure we will see our players have many creative uses of them tonight. Maybe we'll see.
See, Patrick's already a better GM than me, Sarah. He gave bennies within the first 5 minutes of a session.
We'll see if I give any more. Maybe I'll forget. Probably not. We'll see. Anyway, so with that,
You're used to giving inspiration. You'll be fine.
oh, I almost didn't give inspiration. But anyway, so he kind of looks at everyone, and he looks at Lieutenant O'Connor's. It's acceptable but not perfect. And you know that here in the SCRD, we want our longswords to be bright and shining with perfection. All right.
Morgan writes down bright and shiny.
Yes, sir. We'll work on it, sir.
I would expect no less of you. All right.
Question, Commander, sir.
Yes, Corporal Reagan.
Sir, as the SCRD being one of the most elite units in the United States military, doesn't that entitle us to some certain leeway, sir? Like how Delta Force can wear beards, sir?
Points at, Andrews. He has a mohawk, doesn't he?
I guess that's what we get for being the best, sir.
You're not the best yet. You're only short swords. You are not long swords.
Just have to grow some.
Maybe one day, if I decide, and if you shape up, you will be long swords. But this day, you are short swords. Now, are we ready to continue with our training, or do I have more stupid questions? I don't actually think
I've
that's
been
a
ready
stupid
since the
question,
day I
by
was
way.
born, sir. And I step back in
Mike
line.
looks a little annoyed, but he's not gonna say anything.
All right. Training scenario. He points at the empty warehouse. And if you look at the screen that I am sharing, you can see vaguely what you can expect. Inside that warehouse is an occult object. Your task is to go inside and safely contain it and bring it back out for study by our research department.
Seems simple enough, sir.
That's what I would think. But after last week's embarrassment where you let a yokai out and almost let it loose on the public, I'm not so certain.
Did what?
Where's fault?
What was that?
It was Alex O'Connor's fault, sir. I don't know which one of you that was. That was the only name I remembered.
I would.
Yeah, and she's looking at you and she's like,
I mean, to be fair, out of character, as the CO, you are responsible
Yeah,
for the
I'm
conduct of
stuck
the
with
men
her.
under your command.
It's true.
So it was your fault by definition.
Which
yes.
brings, which
Sir, it was my fault, sir.
at least you own your mistakes, O'Connors. Which brings me to a next point. A lot of the decisions, you obviously are allowed to act against what Sarah tells you to do, but a lot of times I will look at Sarah and be like, what is the team doing? Because she is the commanding officer. So,
I will do the opposite of that.
Also, I do just want to point out of character, for like the first 4 minutes of this scenario, I didn't realize this was a modern, like a contemporary kind of thing. And that's why I was so
use
confused.
of the word sword, maybe,
that's right.
Yeah, well,
confused you a little bit.
and it was like modern. Anyway, sorry, I'm derailing.
You're good. All right. Get your men in position and get ready to enter and clear that building. Good luck.
Do we know what's inside the building, sir?
Do you know what's inside the building at this moment, Corporal Lane?
To be fair to Corporal Lane, sir, if we're the elite of the elite, as we clarified earlier, thanks to Corporal Reagan, wouldn't we have the best of intelligence and thus know at least generally what's inside the building, sir?
Crossbows have told us that there is a occult object. It is up to you to determine what that occult object is and how best to contain it.
That's why they're crossbows and not swords. Hey, Andrews.
Hey, I stuck up for you once.
During
Let's
this
not make this a
discussion-
habit.
During this discussion, Corporal Morale has one of those Blackburn tablets and some scanning devices, and he's trying to get any kind of reading from the warehouse.
There's a high. I don't know. Would you make him roll for that, Eric? I wouldn't, but
I mean, if he's trying to obtain information you haven't provided, then what he needs to do is you roll whatever, probably a cult if he's trying to read what the readings mean, is what I'd have him do. And then you have your baseline information you give him regardless, and then a success gives him more and a raise gives him more.
okay, cool. All right, give me an occult roll to start.
While he rolls, Patrick, I'm going to give you back this Benny to say that I carry a device with me that allows me to relax my mohawk down and then wave it over my head like a wand, and it just statics back up. So here's a Benny.
I will take that Benny.
How many
I got a
bennies do we start with?
13.
You start with 3 bennies, and you have a Benny to give to a player if you think you did something. You got a 13. All right.
Yes.
There is a high field of electromagnetic so EMF, electromagnetic frequencies, or electromagnetic fields, depending on who you are. But there's high levels of EMF. So that is a success, and then the raise, based upon the level of EMF, your guess is that there's probably an object that's holding a spirit of some sort.
Did you give him what you would constitute as 2 raises worth of information? Because that was a 2 raise roll.
That's right. Your guess is that it's a fairly powerful and dangerous spirit, and that the object containing it, based upon how much EMF is being emitted, the object containing it is probably in a very precarious situation and probably very unstable. All right. And with that,
Yes, Mr. Science.
and with that, all right. All right, Lieutenant O'Connors, get your men organized how you want them to enter the building, and we will go with that. Who do you want taking point?
Andrews, you take point.
Always.
Always. Maybe that's
Or
why we.
you can be behind him.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right.
The rest of you form up behind them.
Hey, Lieutenant O'Connor, there's some readings here I think you should look at. I'm getting some really crazy stuff here. I
Yes,
just thought
well,
you
if
should
it
know before we go
Weren't
in.
dangerous, we wouldn't be sent in to get it. Don't touch it with your bare hands.
Yes, of course.
If I may speak freely, Lieutenant, maybe we should hear what kind of readings there are. They could be EMF, they could be arcane, they could. It's important to know before we head in, right?
What are you going to do differently?
It depends on what kind of creature we're going after, ma'am.
It's a spirit that I'm guessing the readings from it's a really high level contained spirit, so I'm guessing the object has some kind of containment field carrying this. So I mean, it could be used as a power source or something. It could be unleashed and cause great amounts of trouble in the area. Sir,
Don't unleash it.
ma'am. Right.
Wait.
I wasn't planning on it.
Wait, you
Good.
said a spirit glasses, like a kind of spirit?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Permission to take up the rear, ma'am, just in case.
All right. You protect the rear.
Copy.
Patrick, I need you to move me 2 squares forward because I'm already walking.
Okay.
Boy, this is why we let a monster out last time.
The door is shut, by the way, so you would need to open the door to get in. But okay, all right. So Corporal Reagan's taking the back. Corporal Andrews is going, and the rest of you are trying to form up behind Andrews and catch up. And I do want to give inspiration to Jeff for his stutter and to Adam for
By
I wasn't
that,
supposed
he
to have a
means
stutter,
Benny's.
Benny's.
I,
Sorry.
I love inspiration.
Oh, I thought. Sorry, it sounded like you were cutting. I guess you were cutting out on my end. It sounded like you had a stutter, but
See,
Hey.
I was thinking of taking the stutterer, and then I didn't, and then so now I'm like trying to change that brain
you're good.
into not stutter.
Makes sense. Well,
So I have a tactical question.
okay.
Is the fact that the barrel is orange mean it blows up?
No, I thought
No,
it
those are red barrels.
does not.
Depends
At
on the
least, I
game.
mean, okay, it probably could blow up if you were to shoot it.
Right. I actually want to be right next to it, like plastered against it, like I'm taking cover on it.
Okay.
Kieran's going to advance towards the door and kind of check to see if there's any like triggers or booby traps or anything like that. If I can
Give me a notice roll.
check.
Notice check.
I'm going to actively be covering him, Patrick. So I'm like, if something comes out of that door, I am attempting to seize the initiative.
Sounds good.
4.
4. Okay, you do not see. There's no booby traps or anything. Just standard door.
Is
Ready?
it locked,
Ready,
Anderson?
Anders?
Did
No,
you try the
no.
door?
I didn't try the door, but I'm going to assume that it's not locked.
It is not locked. Yes.
So I'm going to reach my hand up as if, with my back to the wall, I'm going to reach up so that I can just kind of hit the latch and push the door open.
And that means the rest of us are now supposed to go in
All right.
with our backup standing covering.
So, Sarah, where's Connor's going for in this order? Is she going to be in the middle, or back, or where is she staying? In the middle?
She'll be in the middle.
And since... Okay, that's how we're going to do this for now. Okay, so you all are going to go in. So just real quick, when you open the door, what you first see is there's another door to the left. I'll zoom in a bit. There's another door to the left, right about there. If you see that ping. And then there's, then peeking around, you can see an opening into another room, and then it goes straight to, you can see a pallet, and on that pallet, you can actually see a glowing green crystal sitting on the pallet.
How does it smell when he opens the door?
It smells like an abandoned warehouse, so not pleasant.
I mean, I've been in abandoned warehouses. They're not that terrible.
You must have been in different abandoned warehouses than me.
I mean, yes, because we've never been in one together.
That's fair.
Why have
Does
you
it-
two been in abandoned warehouses?
I did some.
Where else do
time
they
as an urban
stash
explorer.
bodies?
It was not my thing.
Yeah. Anyway, what were you going to ask, Eric?
I just like, does it smell like? Is there a smell here that's off from a place that I would like expect? Like, I'm attempting to discern, because my assumption would be that there are certain kind of creatures that we've interacted with that give off certain malodorous
Okay.
auras.
Give me a notice roll.
This is how to know I GM most of the time. I forgot to pick up my wild die.
Wait, what's a wild die?
It's
That's an 11, Patrick.
an 11. All right.
So every time you roll a skill in Savage Worlds, Adam/Ian, you will roll the skill that shows up on your character sheet, but you will also roll a d6, and that is your wild die. Those numbers don't add up. You just take whichever one's higher.
Oh,
So you do.
so if it's,
No, go ahead. Go ahead again.
I'm pretty sure I actually answered the question before it came out. But basically, let's say your natural die or whatever the die assigned to the skill is a d6. In that case, you would just roll 2 d6s. If it's a d8, and then you would roll a d8 and a d6. Okay, go.
Yep. And then like we said, if anything hits the max number, that dice explodes. You roll it again, and then you add up that dice's totals, but the other dice doesn't explode if it's not max.
Cool. Yep.
All right. So you do smell like the best way to describe it is it's kind of a staticky smell. If that, at least that makes sense to me. I don't know if it makes sense to you, but like a staticky smell, and you can see if you see
Lightning.
that. Yeah, exactly. If you see that
Frozen.
stuff on the ground, it looks like it's ectoplasm. So you can smell ectoplasm. So you're definitely confirming you're dealing with a ghost, and a powerful one at that, because there's ectoplasm being left.
Who's our science dude?
That would be me.
Your tech specialist is Anderson. Your occult specialist. Your tech specialist is, is Morel. Your
Is Morel.
occult specialist is Anderson.
Anderson. And so are we okay? So sorry. This is very setting appropriate questions. They're all things I should have asked.
No, you're good.
Are there radios in our helmets, and are we
Yes.
talking quietly through radios, or are we shouting back?
Yeah, there are radios in your helmets.
Okay. So I will cue my radio. All right, Alex. We've got ectoplasm on the floor. I think we need to get Anderson in there to look at it, but we need to definitely get some people into cover before we put the scrawny guys in danger.
Think maybe yes. You go up with Anderson and check out the ectoplasm. Lane, you cover the door to the left. Morale, you cover the right. Everyone, advance.
By the way, I'm the occult specialist. Morel is.
Morel's the specialist. Anderson's the tech.
If you tell me wrong, I
Anderson's
can't
tech.
get it right.
I apologize. That was
All
my
right.
bad.
So we'll retcon back to me saying I need Morel to come up here with me because I would know that as a
Yep.
thing. So
I will.
Okay.
all right. So let's get Morel in there. You're with me, Big K, and we'll just step through the door.
All right. You step through the door. That is what you can see. You can see further into this room. You can get the glimpses of. I'll just pop you over here briefly so you can see all that's in this room. There's a crate, more ectoplasm. Door is on your left.
Which one do you want to scan, Jeff? Are we scanning the one on the center, or you want the one in the room?
I'll notice the crystal there, but I'll take a scan at the one on the right in the room.
So move me up next to it, essentially covering that. Yeah.
And I make a tactical commentary.
Yes.
So they'd all be in the building in the same room at one point. I mean, at this point, and you would have someone else in that room covering the other entrance. So there should be 4 people in the building, 3 people in the right room.
Okay, so since Anderson's up there, we'll move Anderson in, and we'll bring you guys. Yeah, I was sorry. I could only move so many so many tokens at once.
No, you just gotta move faster. It's unacceptable.
Get another hand arm.
Yeah,
For the
I need
mocking.
4 Dungeon Master hands.
Yep. So are you how Adam? Out of curiosity, how hard are you trying to stay out of that building?
Very, very, very hard. Well, I don't know. Do I see the goo?
You definitely see the goo.
Okay, I'm gonna key my radio and say, "Moral from Reagan." What is that?
It's just your standard ectoplasm. Nothing to worry about.
Look at the size of that puddle. Like that's
what-
not standard.
What's your definition of standard?
It's ectoplasm, so I mean, I've seen it many times in my.
Okay? Ian's it.
I mean, how often have I seen ectoplasm?
You've probably definitely in training. You've definitely been exposed to ectoplasm. Basic standard knowledge is that it takes spirits of mid-level to high level of power to actually create ectoplasm. Low-level spirits generally don't create ectoplasm. So you know that this spirit is
So would this be classified as a non-terminal repeating phantasm or a class 5 free roaming vapor?
Yes.
Oh, I should have expected
You-
Ghostbusters references.
I was like, there's no way you can put me in this game and not have Ghostbusters references. That's just not gonna happen.
Until you see the spirit itself, you cannot be certain.
Any spirit that gives off this much ectoplasm is at least a mid-level, if not higher, level entity that would do it. So it is kind of exciting to be here, but yeah, let's.
Getting like full torso apparition here.
Mhm.
Man, if we didn't bring the neutrino blasters.
I mean, I was willing to cross some lines with the Mohawk, but I wasn't gonna bring in those kind of things that would have caused problems.
It's science. Hey, we got moved.
We did.
Yeah.
We're in a time loop. We just repeat it.
We're now no longer outside.
Till you do it right, you're just gonna repeat these same 4 squares.
All right.
Anderson's going to step around the little puddle that's in front of him, up towards the corner. Yeah.
Okay.
Move.
I'm going
Close
to
to the
continue
box.
more into the room
Right.
and check that crate over in the corner.
And did you say you're also going to do that, Eric?
Yeah. Well, I figured Morel's doing like scans on the ectoplasm.
Standard
Thank
crate.
you.
It, looking inside, it looks like it was abandoned when the warehouse was abandoned. Probably holds some fairly old, Blackburn technology stuff of probably the 5 series, so a little outdated.
I'm not seeing anything else interesting in this room, so I'm going to continue on out and back into the main room.
All right. O'Connors, what kind of orders are you attempting to give your team at this point?
Sorry, Sarah.
Regan, you're training to be a longsword. You're gonna have to fight ghosts. Get in the building unless you want to scrub the toilet with a toothbrush.
I mean, Lieutenant, that doesn't necessarily sound all that bad right now.
As I walk by Reagan, I kind of go, "Ooh,
Hey, watch it, glasses. I'll bust their nose.
what you call me, huh?"
You heard me.
No, you did not.
Look, we can settle this when we're done with this crap, all right? And
Glare at him as I walk.
Under your helmet.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, you see the picture.
Or am I
of
the
this-
only cool one wearing a helmet?
Yeah, you are.
No, hey, Patrick put a picture in the channel of what we all kind of look like.
I mean, definitely nobody is wearing as cool of a helmet as me.
I have the best helmet.
All right. So, Anderson, as you approach the crystal, the corner of the crystal, give me a notice roll.
Seven.
Okay. Okay. You
Oh no,
notice,
the ghosts have attacked. Everything's blacked out.
You notice that you see the glint of metal coming from the top of the, coming from above, so basically the way it is, for some reason, it's not working the way I want it to. Let me see if I can fix that real quick. But, so you can see, let's go up. So what you see is you can see that there is, this is such a small, bigger. So there is, basically there's some railings above, some catwalks above you. And you notice the glint of a gun as Commander Pearson takes a shot at you.
No.
Contact.
That's gonna be a, that's gonna be a 16 to hit you.
So definitely a hit with a raise.
Yep. That's gonna be 11 points of damage.
Against my toss of
Are
a
there
7.
any armor piercing on his gun?
No, there is not, because they're just the stun rounds.
Ammunition. Still, ouch.
My toughness is 7.
Okay.
So that puts me shaken with a wound.
All right. So you guys,
My math is correct.
yeah, you guys hear the shot from, coming from the next room as Commander Pearson is taking a shot at Anderson. And I'm going to need to just shuffle the deck real quickly, and we're going to get some initiative.
Contact.
All right. Okay, Sarah, you got 5 of spades. Jeff, you got the 9 of clubs. Eric got the 2 of diamonds. Peter, you got the 9 of spades. What beats this? Which one beats which? Spades.
It's reverse alphabetical. So spades.
So
spade is first.
All right. 3 of hearts goes to Adam. And the 10 of spades goes to Ian. And the 7 of diamonds goes to Commander Pearson. And the 5 of hearts goes to the unknown enemy.
What?
All right. So that brings Lane. You are first. So Ian, you have a.
Oh, oops.
So your
I don't-
pace is how many squares you can move.
So
And-
Okay.
note, Patrick,
Yes.
when you have an unknown enemy, the way that I would recommend you do it, because we don't know that we're there, and now we're going to have to
Gotcha.
force ourselves to meta, not operate around that idea, is you flip a card, and then you just have it. And if you're
Gotcha.
playing at a table, you just like behind your screen, just look at it and keep it face down, because we don't actually know that enemy exists, but
Gotcha.
you do, and so you just be like, all right, and next up is blah.
Okay, gotcha. I'll keep that in mind. So yeah, Lane. So Ian, you're first. Jeff, you are on deck. So basically, what you can do in combat, and Eric can correct me in Savage Worlds, is you can you can do pretty much as many things as you want in a single turn, but you take a penalty for every action beyond the first, like a -2 penalty. And since 4 is
On all actions.
yeah, on all actions. And so since 4 is the baseline you need to succeed on something. And so basically you just tell me what you want to do and we'll figure out how to do it.
So is it a
Ins-
-1 every subsequent?
No, so the way it works is you have a move and then you have an action. The thing about Savage Worlds is you have to lay out your entire turn from the beginning. It's not D&D where you see what happens
Okay.
and do the next thing. So you need to lay out your entire turn from the start, and based on the number of actions you take outside of just basic movement, you receive what's called the multi-action penalty, which is a -2 per additional action. So let's say on my turn I wanted to move out, jump up, grab onto the railing, climb up, and attempt to throw Pearson over the side. That's going to be move as an action, jump, grab onto Pearson, and throw him. So that's going to be 3 actions, which would be 2 additional over my normal. So that'd be a -4 to everything I do that turn. And if you fail an action in the chain, that would prevent you from doing something else. So like if I fail to jump, obviously I could not do anything. That would end my turn as a thing. So in Savage Worlds, essentially Patrick will say, okay, it's your turn, what do you want to do? And you just lay out. And the best way to think of Savage Worlds combat especially is you are playing a James Bond movie. You are playing The Mummy, right? Like it is a pulp action adventure, do crazy stuff, and one of Patrick's big jobs is if you want to do something cool, so like for example, I want to parkour between the wall, grab on, pull myself up, and try and suplex Pearson over the railing. On some level, it's Patrick's responsibility to be like, you know what? That's super cool, and I want to see that happen. Here's a Benny. Let's give it a go, right? So part of Savage Worlds is tactical, and part of Savage Worlds is do cool crap.
Cool. Okay, so can we see Pearson? I don't see
Yeah,
a marker.
Pearson
for
is
this.
he's up a level.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I can see him. He just shot me.
Yeah. At this point the only one who knows where he is
Yeah,
Anderson.
we don't. We just know that shots have come down from some direction, and like Connors and Reagan probably saw the muzzle flash direction, but like those of us in the room, so Lane, Morell, and Andrews have no idea
Okay.
where the shots are from.
So basically, we heard shots. We're in a building, so it's super echoey. We don't really know where they came from. Correct?
Correct.
Yep.
Mhm.
Now you form security.
Yep. Okay. So where am I? How did I get here? Okay. I am going to take cover behind. What is this box thing? Like basically in the middle of the screen, one
That's a-
row
That's
of
that's where the
squares down.
That's a
artifact
palette.
is.
That's where the artifact is.
Oh, really don't want to touch that. Sorry, guys. I'm just trying to think this out.
You're good. Take your time.
Okay. I'm going to, because I do feel the need to take cover of some kind, but I don't want to touch this box. Probably.
How big is that pallet, Patrick?
That palette is assuming that each square is 5 feet, about 15.
Right. How tall is that?
tall? Oh, it's only like maybe 6 inches tall.
Yeah. So it's not a.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Standard palette.
Never mind.
Are welcome to move the boxes and things that are the other crates and stuff around if you so desire.
Oh, okay. So up here, top left, are those movable objects?
Those are, yes, movable objects.
Okay. Wait a second. Yeah, okay. I want to... Okay, so what's north of the boxes on the top left?
A wall.
Is that a wall?
That is a
Okay.
wall, yes.
Yeah, this fog of war is not the most intuitive thing.
That's it.
And to the west is just another wall, I'm assuming?
There's
Yeah,
a room there to your west. There's a door 1 square left of Connor's.
I mean, assuming that Corporal, that Anderson peeked behind, that's, as he peeked around, that's what he would have seen.
Okay, gotcha. But to his left, that's just another wall, right?
Correct.
His direct left.
His
To
direct left
Anderson's
is the
direct
wall,
left.
yeah.
Okay. I almost said Piotr. Lane is going to come and take the box on the top left, but the rightmost
So what is
box.
your pace, Ian?
Pace, yeah. What is it?
6.
So that's as far as you can get.
That's as far as you can get without doing what's called running. If you want to take a run, that is an action, and you will have to roll a dice for it.
Which would be.
But again, you've got to so put him back, Patrick.
Mhm.
He needs to lay out his whole turn, including movement, from the get-go, because he can see where he can get in 6 squares, but he needs to tell you everything from beginning to end of the way his turn is going to play out.
Okay. So tell me everything that you want to do. Sorry, I'm
Yeah,
transitioning
so...
from Dungeons and Dragons to Savage World. Tell me everything you want to do.
Yeah, sorry about that. Okay.
So for those who are new to Savage Worlds, sorry, I'm interrupting again. The easiest way as you're learning to do Savage Worlds is tell the GM what you want to do, and I'll tell you how it will play out in dice, and then you can decide if that's what you want. Right?
Cool.
And then we can make adjustments from there to get to where you want to be.
Cool. Okay, so yeah, but okay, so what I want to do is run up, grab this box, flip it 90 degrees to use it as cover from anything potentially coming from the top right.
Okay. So you'll have to run.
We're gonna have to run.
Mhm.
Okay. And then
So
let
that
me
would
see.
be an athletics check to run.
No. Athletics check. No, it's just the running dice. You
Just
just
the
have
running
what's called the
dice.
running die. It's a d6.
Okay. And when
So,
you,
yeah. Go ahead.
and so when what he rolls on that is how many extra spaces he gets to move.
Yep.
Or okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then I mean, I would probably say an athletics check to move the box. As it's probably full. It is full of stuff, so you'll need to roll an athletics check to move the box. And then yes. So
And the athletics check would be -1.
would be minus
No.
2 since it is the
Okay.
yes.
And then are you just just to make sure that I'm being as helpful as I can here, what you are attempting to do is you want to come out of the room, run to the box, drag the box, and duck behind the box, correct?
Essentially, yep.
Okay. So the way that's going to play out dice-wise, unless Patrick has any objections to how I lay it out, is you are going to make your regular movement. You're going to roll your running dice, which is a d6. Then you are going to grab the box and move it with an athletics check. And then take cover behind the box. So you're looking at 2 actions here as a thing. So you need to run first, which is your D6.
Yeah. So with that, I don't roll the extra d6 for running, correct?
You do
It's
now.
just 1d6.
Yeah.
A running dice
Okay.
is just a single dice. It cannot explode.
Okay.
Okay, so roll that d6 now.
Rolled 6 on that, so we should be
Okay, so
good.
you are good to get up here, and now give me an athletics check to move that box.
Athletics.
And this is at a -2
Yes.
because it's your multi-action.
So I just roll like normal and then subtract 2 from it, essentially?
Yep, from both dice.
Oh, okay. Good to know. I'm trying to find that skill.
Say he rolls a 6, even with the -2, would it still explode? So like,
Still
if you roll like
explodes.
okay,
Yeah, it still explodes. You subtract from the total.
gosh, so if he rolls like a 6 and a 4 as opposed to 10, it's 8.
Mhm.
And if you don't like the roll that you got, you can spend a Benny to give yourself an opportunity to re-roll that. It's essentially you give yourself advantage
Yes.
to try again.
$10. I had 1 exploded die.
Very nice. All right. So with right after, so 10 was what you got after the subtraction, correct?
Yeah, that's why it took so long, because I had to I rolled it, subtracted it, and then kept mentally. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you pull this crate over. You hear the shifting of objects inside it as you pull it over, plop it in front of yourself, and then you take cover behind it. All right. It brings us to Jeff with nope. It's spades then clubs. Sorry. So Peter with Jeff on deck. Apologize.
I am wounded and also shaken, so I need to
Gotta
wait.
unshake
What was my
first.
super? That was the wrong dice. I need to unshake myself, which is a spirit roll.
Mm-hmm.
I succeed. So I got a 5 on the spirit, so I'm no longer shaken. I still hurt, but I'm not afraid of doing stuff again. So I'm going to key my mic and communicate to the rest of the squad that there's a second level, and that's where the shot came from. And from here, I am going to make a shooting roll to try and return fire
Okay.
with my MP5.
And Eric can correct me if he feels like I'm wrong. But because he is above you, I'm giving him the benefits of cover, which would be.
So what's up there?
What's up there? So it's
is it just a railing? Is it like a banistered railing? Is it like
It's
a solid wall that
like
he can see over?
a mesh railing. Yeah, it's just a mesh railing, and then
Okay,
so
so how visible do you think he is versus what's being obstructed?
I mean, I would say that
Cover has
Yeah.
4 different values.
Okay, then I would say maybe about 25% of him is covered.
Okay, so -2
Okay.
on your shot. That's what's called light cover in Savage Worlds. Are you just gonna stand there, or are you moving, Frida?
I'm just going to peek around the corner.
Okay, so are you using your wall as cover at
Yes.
the end of your turn? Okay, so that will be important for this tactical scenario. It's not something that comes up a lot in our fantasy games, but if you want to take cover, you got to tell us you're taking cover, because it's going to give you modifiers against getting shot.
Deal. I rolled a 3 to hit, so I pulled the trigger, make some shots, but nothing connects anywhere.
Okay. All right.
That is my turn.
Okay, now that brings us to Jeff with Commander Pearson on deck.
I'm going to come out into the hall with my gun, raised to assess the situation.
Okay, so you come out into the hall, and you see that Morgan has taken cover behind a box. Anderson is now taking cover behind the wall, but you can see that he has been hit. The thing about these special stun rounds is they leave a red marker, like it's a red light, so you can tell okay they've been hit. So you can see that he has been hit pretty significantly by this by a stun round.
Then as soon as I come out and assess that, I would run up to him and try to heal him.
Okay, yeah. So you'll give me your
Alright.
you're gonna use your healing rune.
Yes.
Give me a spellcasting roll.
Benny that. I used a second Benny and I got a 9.
That is a success with a raise.
I feel much better.
So as I come forward, I kind of draw a rune, like with my finger, but it's glowing in the air, and push it towards you.
Your wound is healed. Congratulations. All right. Commander Pearson is going to move down here. He's going to he's going to take a shot at.
Do we hear his footsteps above us?
Yes, hear the footsteps above you, and he's going to take a shot at Lane. Say you have light cover here.
Oh, oops.
Okay. All right. There are just a few shots whiz past your head, but nothing hits you directly. That's gonna bring us to O'Connor's with Adam on deck. So Sarah, your turn.
You're muted.
You said that there's a door to the left of her, yes?
That is correct.
She is gonna duck behind that door to take cover.
Okay.
And then...
So you're into that room?
Yeah, she's gonna go a step into that room.
Okay. All right. And that brings us to Adam with Eric on deck.
So, I am the weapons specialist, right?
Yes.
Can I contend that means that I'm going in and I have some grenades?
Give me a Benny. I will let you have some stun grenades.
I don't have them.
I mean, just
Physical
don't.
Benny,
You don't
have
have to say yes. You just say okay. I'll give
And
you
the
a
Benny.
Okay, I have a Benny. For specifically 3 grenades.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have a stun grenade. I'm going to have a smoke grenade and one that would be a lethal grenade in a non-training scenario.
Okay, so that would just be another stun grenade, but for the
Well,
purpose of the mechanics.
okay. I'm gonna look at the ectoplasm. I'm gonna go, oh flip. And then I am going to and I see the second floor of the shoot house real quick.
Yeah. Of the shoot house.
That's what it is. It's a shoot house. And so technically that's all just like railing above us, right?
Yes.
So if I were to stand right there, diagonally right from Moral, I should get a grenade up over there. Nope, down back 1. Nope. 2 diagonally left. Sorry, I said right, I meant left.
Here?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
I could technically get a grenade up there.
Yes.
Is that what you want to do? Because you need to lay out your turn before.
Yeah, I'm trying to see what it all
declare your
looks like.
intentions.
Okay, so if I move up there, how many spaces of movement? That was 2.
That was 3.
That was 3 spaces of movement. Okay.
How bad
So-
is your phobia?
We'll get there.
So yeah, I was going to say you're going to be. So I was going to say one of two things, but I was going to let you lay out your turn. Lay out your turn, and then I will tell you what I was going to say.
I want to move up. I want to throw my grenade over the corner and then step south one to be step south one and crouch down. So that way I'm out of line of sight and then I'm high man, low manning with Lieutenant Connors so she can shoot over me if necessary.
Okay. So I am, because of your phobia, going to request a spirit roll for you to even be able to enter the building.
I already have -2 to everything.
How bad is this? How bad is this
Yeah,
phobia?
it should be a major.
It's a
phobia,
major.
right?
Yeah.
We ain't talking no Father Sam piano phobia.
So
I got a 2.
you want to Benny that?
Do you want to spend a penny so you can go into the room?
Nope.
Good. All right. You find yourself frozen outside the building, able to enter and help your teammates. That will bring us
To
to.
be fair, you could try and lean in and huck the grenade up from here with a penalty.
Yeah.
Andrew's just trying to get me blown up.
Yeah, you and me both.
Did you want to take the trick shot with the grenade, or are you done, Adam?
No, I can't. I apparently can't even look at the ectoplasm.
All right. Let's then go to Andrews.
Okay. So, show me the top again. Okay. What is the floor above me made out of?
It is made out of just standard metal. What you would a catwalk would be made out of.
Okay, so in your GM estimation, given that Pearson, hot stepped it above my head, how much of a solid idea do I have of where they're standing?
Give me a I want to say a notice check. The thought process is recalling, using your senses to be able to determine that.
Okay, so this won't be a part of my action, just so we're clear.
Okay.
This is those. $31.
31. All right, you know exactly where where he is standing on the upper level.
Okay, I'm gonna step under that, so flip to your top and put Andrews directly below Pearson.
Okay.
And then I am flipping my MP5 to full auto, and I am just shooting through the floor at my training officer.
All right. Give me a shooting roll.
Okay. So I'm gonna give you the technical description of what happens here,
Okay.
because there are penalties here because of what I'm doing. I'm flipping my gun to full auto and I'm firing at my full rate of fire. This doesn't happen very often because we usually play fantasy games.
Mm-hmm.
But so as a result, I have to roll a shooting dice per bullet I put in the air. Right? So I'm firing 3 shooting dice, all of which have a -2 penalty.
Okay.
And my wild die. I am going to have to punch through the floor, which is probably going to be a toughness of 8 based upon what you described it as.
Okay.
And, you could say, no, it's super thick metal, and then it would be higher. But based on how you described it, I operated with the idea of an 8. And then my thought process, and you can correct me on what you think, but if I was doing it, my bullets would lose some amount of momentum, right, having gone through metal. And so the damage, if any, hit Pearson is going to be at a -1 per bullet.
Sounds good.
Okay. So I need to roll 4 dice. All right. So the way this works is I take the 3 highest dice because that's how many bullets I shot. Okay.
Mhm.
So my dice came out to be a 2, a 5, and a 10.
Okay.
So that's going to be 2 hits and 1 hit with a raise. Now I've got to puncture through the floor first.
Yes.
First one is going to be 13 damage to the floor.
Okay. So that'll go through
We'll
the
punch
floor.
through the floor. Second one will be 9 damage to the floor, which would punch through the floor because we said it had a toughness of 8.
Mhm.
Second one is going to be 12 damage to the floor. So again, toughness of 8. So all 3 will penetrate. And she is taking 12 damage from one bullet, 11 damage from the other bullet, and 8 damage from the third bullet.
So okay, it's
So what is her toughness?
his toughness is 8.
Okay. So the first bullet will be shaken with a wound. The second bullet will be a additional wound. And the third bullet will be an additional wound.
Okay.
So that's going to be shaken with 3.
Means he is down.
If they're only an extra, then yes. If they're a wild card,
They're
they
a
have
wild
one
card. Are they not down yet?
more. They have one more to go.
They have one more to
Yeah.
go? Okay.
Yeah, they're shaken with 3, and you can go once you get your 4th, then you drop.
All right. That brings us to the end of the round. And we draw an initiative. Okay. All right. So, Sarah, it's 9 of diamonds. Jeff, 8 of clubs. Eric is the 5 of diamonds. Peter is the 6 of hearts. Adam is the king of diamonds. Then Ian is the jack of diamonds. And then the commander is the jack of spades. So that means Reagan, you are up first.
You might even get in this time.
Okay, so Patrick,
Mhm.
he is a military trained individual
Yes.
whose CO is in there.
He can go in.
I would, again, like it's your game. I'm sorry if I start overstepping with how I would do things. Just tell me to shut
You're
up.
fine.
But I would reduce his penalty to a -1 because he's had a turn to try and kind of swallow his fear, and his training will eventually kick over, especially as he's hearing gunshots and that kind of stuff.
Yes.
Yeah,
I would
that's
agree.
where I was gonna go. Is I've taken my moment,
Mhm.
and then
I would agree. That's
Yeah, and for me at this point, like he's essentially willing himself to go in against his phobia. He's already gonna have a penalty to his actions.
Yeah.
If I were doing it, his phobia is to let him walk full pace. If he fails, you cut his pace in half.
Okay.
For
All right.
the
Makes
turn.
sense.
so I want to try and run up to Corporal Lane since he's by himself, and then when I run, because at this point I've seen, I was told the guy was, where he was. Saw the flash coming out of the door from where Corporal Andrews is. I'm going to try and turn around and make my own shot.
Okay. That's just one action
Okay.
because it's just the running die and then turning and shooting. That's just one action, right?
I mean, the run automatically makes it a
Counts.
multi-action
Okay,
penalty.
so you will have the penalties.
So you got to make your running roll
then-
first.
And crouch down and hide behind the boxes at the end, covered.
Yeah.
Oh no, my dice went under my computer. So I got a 4 for the running.
Okay. Okay.
You make me step in the goo. And then I would turn around and try and make.
So okay, so you're gonna be at your -2 from your phobia and a -2 from your multi-action. So you're at a -4 base on this shot.
I got a -1.
Want to Benny that and try to make the shot again?
No.
You sure?
Yeah, like you gave me this big fear. I'm positive I'm gonna have to use it outside of a training scenario.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Anderson ducks because bullets are hitting the wall right above his head.
We're all military trained enough that it would be at least going in the right direction. It just doesn't hit
All right.
Pearson.
That's fair. Ian, it is your turn.
So this guy's right above us, right?
Yeah, I will pop.
Like right above
Yep.
Right
Lane
above
A.
me.
Right above. No, he's not right above you. You can see him from where you're at. So,
Oh, okay. Enough
You
to
see
shoot
this
He's
is
been
him.
three-
riddled with holes.
3 big red markers from being hit by, Andrew.
These are paint rounds, right? So
They are runic stun rounds. But yes, basically.
They had to be enough
okay.
to puncture through a sheet metal floor.
Yeah.
That's true. I was confused for like 4 seconds, but I was like, I'm not gonna let that part of my brain interfere with this game right now. Okay. I'm just trying to think of what Corporal Ian Harris would do in this. Just kidding, I'm not a corporal. I'm gonna shoot. That's what I'm gonna do.
Okay. Give me your shooting, Neural.
I want to double check that. Pretty sure it's a D6. Shooting. Found it. D6. Wow.
Isn't it satisfying to hear the dice continue rolling when there's a raise?
13.
All right.
Yeah, like I always get an exploded die, I swear.
That will be a hit with a raise. That would mean he rolls the 2d6 from damage plus an additional d6 as the raise, correct?
Mhm.
Wait, are we still shooting through? Oh, I'm shooting up a stairwell, right?
You're shooting at a
You're
catwalk
shooting
above
across
you.
an open air to a second floor.
Right now, you
Okay.
just need to roll 3d6 damage.
Oh, gotcha.
Damage also explode, but unlike the other rolls, you add them all together, which you do not do on trait rolls.
Just got one exploded.
Sounds like Corporal Pearson is going to be dead based on the number of thunks of die hitting the table.
Yeah, that was. Wait, so when they explode, I take the larger?
You're going
When
to
they
take the grand
explode, you
total of
add
all the
everything.
dice that you rolled.
Add it all
Every
together.
dice gets added together.
Dope. 13.
Okay. That will definitely be a wound.
3d6 with an explosion came out to 13.
I think so. I got
What
a
did you-
3,
what were your
a
numbers?
6, and a
9.
5.
Well,
Uh,
14.
that's 14, and you need to roll that d6 again.
Wait, no, because it was 1d6, right?
No, it was 2d6 is your.
Just roll another dice and
Just
tell
roll
me the
another
number.
dice.
Okay, 3.
So 17 damage.
All right. So, breaks to the toughness of 8, doing an additional.
So that's enough.
9.
That's enough to
That's
hit a
enough.
raise to do the
All right.
So
Commander
Pearson is out.
Yeah, you just watch as Commander Pearson lays out on the ground, just stunned. And
Commander.
with that, that only leaves the thing in the center, which has started to glow brighter as you guys have been doing things. And you can see that there is a crack through the center of this crystal that is growing bigger.
Are we still in combat? Do we need to be still operating in initiative order,
No,
or are we
will
now
hop out of combat?
okay?
Corporal
So
Morale is up at the crystal. Lieutenant O'Connors, we got a problem. Ma'am?
Yes, we were being shot at.
No, this containment crystal, it's cracked.
Can you analyze it?
We're working.
it seems like his analysis was it's cracked.
Very helpful. Thank you, Andrews.
Not wrong.
Anderson's also going to come up and be next to him and see if I can assess the damage, potentially fix it, depending on what it is.
You can give me an occult roll to see what
Yes.
the best way to fix it would be.
Perfect. Unskilled rolls are the best.
I got a 10 in my occult roll.
Does
Okay.
anybody have gear to fight a ghost?
We will pretend that you have. I will tell you that you would have some of this gear. Yes, I just didn't put it on your character sheets.
Ultraviolet bullets.
Mm-hmm.
Your bullets are runic and your sword.
Kieran rolled a 3 on his occult.
All right, Kieran, you have no idea what to do to
Awesome.
fix this.
Appears to be broken.
Blake, you would, Morale, you know that the best way to fix this would be to apply some form of adhesive, and but that adhesive would need to be consecrated with a ritual. So if you give me another occult roll, and while you're applying this adhesive, we can see if you perform the ritual successfully.
Okay.
Where are the stairs, Patrick?
18.
You're assuming, based on the fact that you haven't seen them, they're in the back room.
Well, I would have definitely come out of the room and be looking for them.
They're right there. 18, you said?
Yes.
Okay. You apply the adhesive. Watch as the crystal's pulsating glow slow down until it becomes just a standard, regular pulse.
Mm-hmm.
Just regular glowing. Sorry, not pulsing. It's just a steady glow at this point.
I seem to have stabilized it, O'Connors.
Good job. Follow the standard SCRD procedure for bagging and tagging the artifact.
I was
Yes,
just gonna
ma'am.
pick it up. Dang it.
Standard procedure is clearly lick it.
Don't you dare, Andrews.
Funny for 4 of us.
Yeah, so standard procedure is you would have special curse containment bags that you would put it inside, that have special markings on the outside.
Big honking heavy lead lined bags.
Yeah, stuff like that, yeah.
Mhm.
So you begin packing it up.
I'm looking over at Reagan. Hey, Reagan, you want to help me with this?
Do you want to be able to see when we leave?
Just there's no point to be arguing right now. We just need to get this
He's
thing.
never going to get over his phobia unless he faces his fear.
Just get
I'm gonna
people
finish
inside.
sweeping the upper floor.
There is nothing overly.
Okay.
Just Commander
That's-
Pearson.
Yeah, I just
just
did
sitting
the
there
sweep.
groaning.
I'm going to literally just check
No.
him to make sure that he had essentially the solvent to the adhesive to seal this in a world where this was a training scenario.
Yes, he very much did.
All right. So I'll hold it up and be like, "Did you get it? I got this."
Oh, we got it taken care of, Andrews.
And I'll just put it in my pocket. And write down 1 consecrated sealant on my character sheet.
It's always nice to have backup.
All right. So you bag and
Can I
tag it.
sling the commander over my shoulder and carry him down the stairs?
At this point, he's starting to recover and is able to stand up on his own. So
That's less fun.
rigors stun.
I walk over to the lieutenant real quick.
Yeah.
Hey, LT, you got a second?
Yes, what is it?
Okay, but where I left. I told you guys because you're my unit, but I left out the phasmophobia for a reason. could you maybe get the other guys to not say something in front of the commander anymore? Because, like, I made it in. I can aliens, cryptids, Loch Ness monster, Sasquatch, pretty much everything I can take. Ghosts are just a little tougher for me.
Bit tougher, Regan.
Yes, man. But if we all want to make it through, short swords and long swords, gotta do it as a team. And right now, not feeling very team-like.
Says the guy who didn't enter the room when we first got attacked.
I tried, and I did eventually.
Part of being a team is staying together with your team, especially when they're getting shot. Instead of staying outside where you're safe.
With all due respect, ma'am, maybe you ought to start reining in Andrews a little bit then.
Why don't you put your big girl panties on next time and come in with the rest of us?
Chastised.
All right. So at this point, the commander and Andrews have started coming down. And the commander's like, that's enough. That bickering. Well, you did it. Despite all my thoughts, beyond my wildest dreams, I didn't think you'd actually be able to do it. You did it. Congratulations. At that point, the commander's cell phone starts to ring. He looks down at it. Wait here.
Ring, 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 ring.
He walks off.
Crap, you guys shot my phone screen.
I'm giving Sarah my floating Benny for that interaction because it was great.
Okay. All right. And I actually want to give Adam a Benny, sticking to his character. I mean, look, we gotta keep this on the download so I can get in. But yes. So the commander walks off, and he pulls out his cell phone. And he starts talking. And his face grows very concerned. You hear him say, "Alpha Sierra." Uh-huh. A Ragnarok scenario.
He said it.
Be a big wolf attempting to fight a serpent.
He,
Be careful.
he hangs his cell phone up and he looks at you guys. All right, you all are go back home. You do not do anything until you hear from me directly. Is that understood?
Yes, sir.
Sir, yes,
Home
sir.
like our houses, like out of
Home.
character.
Home like your houses. Go home.
So this is like the first time in like a year that we've done that.
But at that moment, you look outside and you see 3 armored personnel carriers driving up, and you see someone wearing the garb of a general of the SCRD step out with 2 guards. Commander looks at you. You watch him reach into his pocket, and he unloads the mag on his pistol with the stun rounds, and he pulls out his lethal rounds and jams them inside. And he starts walking over to the general. And you all, at this point, you all know what a Ragnarok scenario is. This is something that was covered first day of training. A Ragnarok scenario means that Avalon Site has been compromised. That a paranormal entity gotten inside has taken over the SCRD. So he walks up and he says, "Stay put. Don't do anything." And he walks over to the general. You sit and you watch as the general he starts talking with the general, and then you watch as some of the guards reach for their weapons, but the commander is just a little bit faster, and he pops out and pops all 3 of the people in the chests. They pop to the ground, but not before one gets a shot into the leg of the commander, and you just watch the blood spurt out from him, and he falls to the ground.
One of the guards?
The commander.
Oh, the commander.
No, I know. One of the guards shot him?
Yes.
And so they're all 3 dropped.
The general's still standing.
General's out. There were 2 guards in the general.
I'm gonna run up to the commander, try to help him.
Wait, And you said that there were 3 APCs?
Yes, they all came in one because I didn't do my math right. They all came in. They all have their own individual APC.
They all drove
They all
their own
drove their own APC.
Like, I don't like the way he drives. I'm gonna.
Well,
I mean, I'm gonna walk over and take the live weapons from the now dying people.
Okay.
yeah, that's what I was gonna do.
All right.
I'll
so-
just
gonna
pick
go-
one up and like toss it over to, toss it to Reagan.
What are they carrying?
just clocks.
Only Glocks.
They only have sidearms. They didn't actually bring a main arm with them.
No, and the big thing is like the big thing you'd be wanting to look for is the ammunition, obviously.
Yeah. Let's be fair.
Your weapons are viable weapons. It's
Yeah,
just
they're all
the
9
rune
mils.
symbols. But real
Yeah.
quick, Jeff wanted to help the commander, so let's deal with that real
Yep.
quick. So if you want to give me, are you going to use another rune to heal?
Yes.
Or okay, all right, give me your spellcasting check.
Are they
did not.
dead, Patrick?
They are dead.
I got a 3.
Yeah, we got armor because we trained that they were just showing up in BDUs.
Mm-hmm. So you got a 3, so you are unable to heal. So you kind of like it partially heals, but not entirely. As you put your rune on him, he's still bleeding, and he's like, "Don't save it. You're gonna need it. You're gonna need your energy for other stuff."
I mean,
Do I have some basic
Make a
bandages? I
regular
can at least
healing
bandage him.
Yeah, you definitely would have those. Yeah.
Yeah, do you have the healing skill?
So are you the team medic?
Just use the healing roll. Yeah, don't spend your power points. Lead with the other one.
Well, yeah. Heal. Oh wait, there we go. I got it. It's 12.
Perfect. All right. You're able to patch him up rather nicely. He stands up. Thanks. He looks at the 3 people on the ground. Well, fortunate. All right, I need you all. All right, Patrick can't breathe all of a sudden.
Man down.
Why did you shoot him?
Ragnarok Scenario. And we don't know who to trust, and they're going to take me out first. Yeah, SCRD has been compromised. That was Dr. Amanda Stone, who you would all know is the head researcher, on the phone with me. Said that there's been entities released in the Avalon Site, and they've been possessing
Released as
people.
in we're imprisoned there, or released as in like somebody maliciously unloaded the rat trap in my kitchen. Because those are very different scenarios, right? Like,
Yes.
if there's something that's imprisoned there, we at least have some clue of what was there, versus
You
rat
ever-
trap in the kitchen, we don't.
You ever heard of Jean Qui's demon bag? You can
I
give me
do
an
play
occult roll
Smite,
if you want to
yes.
see if you know.
Hold steady.
I do play Smite, so I know.
Yeah.
5.
I even have the Ghostbuster skin.
I got a 2.
Wait, are you adding stuff up, or did you get a 2?
I don't think I have anything about a cult. I think I'm all about fighting things.
Kieran doesn't know
Nope.
anything about the name you just said.
All right.
Yeah, I got
I crit failed.
A 9.
If you got a success, you know that Jean Qui's demon bag. You know who Jean Qui was. Jean Qui is a demon hunter from China a long, long time ago, who is renowned for capturing capturing demons in China, and then eventually he made his way to basically the Chinese equivalent of hell, and becomes the king of hell, and keeping the demons under control, at least the Chinese demons. Those of you who got a raise would know that Jean Qui's demon bag is the object that he used to hold the demons inside. So the fact that the SCRD apparently has that bag, not, so your guess is that yes, there was something that was, there was something that was imprisoned and contained in the SCRD has been released. So the commander looks at you. I hate to ask you this, but you're the only ones we've got at this point. We need to retake Avalon Site.
Yes, sir.
So what you're saying is a site completely full of fully trained longswords couldn't defeat this, but 6 short swords? Yes.
You're what we've got. All right?
Yes, sir.
Been doing your training. You know what you've been doing your training. Fortunately and unfortunately, what we have. If I had any other options, trust me, I'd call that in, but you're what we've got, all right?
In the background, you hear the APC starting. And somebody Parker leans out the window. We're doing this or what?
With that,
Who's the lieutenant around here? Andrews?
Yeah, I was just wondering that too.
nope. He is playing his character very well. All right. And with that, we're going to take a very brief 5-minute break. Back with preparing to enter Avalon Site. Back. Thanks for coming out. Stick around and what else happens.
Sweet. See you guys.
back, everybody. Thank you for your patience. We just had someone lost power, so we just were waiting for him to come back, momentarily. And we're back. So, our team, the short sword 4, is entering an armored personnel carrier, and is making their way to Avalon Site, which is not too far. Avalon Site, for general information, is in the Rocky Mountains. And so it's probably only about, it's probably only about like a 10-15 minute drive. However, he doesn't, obviously the commander, tells you not to drive all the way up to the site itself, as it's at this point assumed that everyone inside the site is probably compromised. He instead has you park, a mile or two away, and you're going to make your way through the woods surrounding Avalon Site to get to it. You come through, and he says, we have several points of access. Obviously, front door. I don't recommend that. There are also several access tunnels around Avalon Site for emergency purposes. Hopefully, we can get inside one of those, be able to make our way down to the sub-levels, where we will be able to, first thing that we need to do is we need to try to find Dr. Stone. Dr. Stone, hopefully, if Dr. Stone is compromised, take her out. Not, may be able to help us figure out what our next steps are.
So, I'm guessing that we all have about a mag of real bullets,
Yeah,
with
a
two
lot
of us having, because we didn't have real bullets. We got real bullets off of them, and more than likely they had a mag in the chamber, or mag in the gun, and then 2 mags on their hips.
Yeah, but it's a pulp scenario, and tracking bullets sucks.
But that means all we're doing is we only have 9mm Glock ammunition.
Well, whatever your
Don't-
MP5.
17.
That's what my MP5 takes.
Yeah.
I wrote it down. The Glock has 17 bullets, and if you have H and K like I do, it has 30.
Well, I more meant Glock mags don't fit in MP5s. And if you're driving, you couldn't repack your bag.
You have
No,
a
but
plot
again,
appropriate amount
This
of
is a
stuff.
pulp scenario, and counting ammo isn't fun.
I repacked your mags for you. But I made the LT do it herself. She's mean to me.
So,
Also, why don't we just spend a Benny and say there's a whole bunch of mags in this APC?
you want
Then
I'm
to
we
just
have
curious.
ammo.
You're good. So the commander says, however, try to not, or I don't want us to kill anyone if we don't have to. There is a chance that we can save these people.
I'm glad I'm facing the windshield
I
right
keep
now.
my shock rounds.
That's an order. Not kill. Is that understood?
I didn't say anything.
Wait, are we
loud.
Are we ordered not to kill, or are
Yes,
we
sir.
trying not to kill?
You are ordered not to kill.
Your orders have been upgraded.
I will do what I can.
See, here's my problem. They're going to actively try to kill me.
Keep your stun rounds in your weapons then, Andrews.
No.
Andrews.
I'm not loading stun rounds against demons. It's not happening.
Okay, then you only get to shoot the demons.
I'll
Nothing
shoot
that looks
whoever
like a
I want.
person.
If we're threatened, I'll pull the trigger, because how many times have I saved your behind by pulling the trigger on the right target?
Commander, do we have to take Andrews with us?
Yes.
If you don't, you'll fail. Same way as you've done every time I wasn't there anyway.
Are you
I'll
sure we have to take
Put it in
Andrews
park
with
and
us?
get out.
Part of your ability to command and lead is to be able to control an unruly team member.
Commander, I'm not even convinced the general could control that particular unruly team member.
Shouldn't we leave someone behind to secure the vehicle in case we need to leave quickly?
The commander's been shot.
If we don't handle this, it won't matter. We are got to get in there, and either we get this under control, die trying.
Yes, sir, but if I take Andrews with me, there will be casualties.
You think?
I would like to point out, Andrews is not reckless.
He also does not follow orders.
No, he doesn't follow your orders. That is quite specifically the hindrance.
You've got to work as a team. The Longsword program is designed to work with teams of 6. I am not, and he points to I'm not in any condition to be helping you. I kind of need Andrew, unfortunately, at this point. I'm sure that the corporal get his head out of
I'm not in the car anymore. I already parked and got out and I'm waiting.
Hopefully, the corporal.
Fine, we're having our own little private conversation.
Corporal can get the head out of his rear long enough for us to take care of the situation.
All right, important question for some of the more educated types. What? Remind me, what is a demon?
Were you not paying attention in any of our classes?
Look, man,
Never studied.
I mean, to be fair,
I'm a
stress.
Marine. We don't take.
It's not a ghost, Regan. They don't leave
I'm a
ectoplasm
Marine. I just
behind.
eat soap.
Which character are you, Frito?
Kieran?
Anderson?
Yes.
Adam, your line should be Anderson. Let's pretend for a minute I don't know anything about chemistry or metallurgy.
In
Freaking
English,
nerds.
please.
Who you calling a nerd?
You
I'm
never
one of them too.
studied.
Anyhow.
All right, are these?
Good
They're
demons
not
do
ghosts.
not trigger your phasmophobia unless you decide that because demons are not ghosts.
All right,
That
they have
much you.
corp-
Patrick, out of character. I don't really know how my hindrance is a hindrance.
What
You
is
should
your-
message me about that.
What's your hindrance?
Driven.
Driven? I mean, it
Your
means-
goal is
yeah.
goal is the most important thing to you.
Yeah.
I'll
whatever.
figure it out.
You'll do whatever you need to do to accomplish your goal, even if it might not necessarily help your team.
Yeah, did he tell you what you're driven to do?
Yep.
Okay, then yeah, just you are that is your goal. You will come hell or high water, you will get there. Whatever that goal is.
All right,
Okay.
I'm gonna form the stack. Get behind Andrews, and I'm gonna put my hand on his shoulder, which lets him know I'm there without saying anything. And wait for the tap to come up from the back of the stack.
Important thing to remember, every entrance to Avalon Site is protected by conventional security and magical warding. Someone will need to disarm the conventional security, then disarm the magical warding.
I will disarm the magical warding.
Anything else we need to know, sir, before we
Yes.
take the base back?
Our primary goal is to make sure the warding of Avalon Site itself is secure, so that way nothing can get out. Our secondary goal will be to reactivate the demon bag of Jean Kui to recall all the demons.
What is the battle skill?
You have the battle skills still? I didn't update your character sheet.
Should I ignore it?
Send you the
Yes.
Yeah, you should ignore it. I apologize. I might not have sent you the updated character sheets because I got rid of the battle skill on everyone's character on the characters who had it, as I was told
Rip
it was
Patrick.
a worthless skill. I am terribly
Yeah, I
sorry.
know.
This scenario.
In this scenario, it was worthless. Battle skill is for commanding groups of troops. However, Patrick was
The only
thinking,
one
oh
that could
yeah,
potentially
making
do that.
tactical decisions. But
It's Lieutenant O'Connor's.
That's what your brain is for.
yep, I am terribly sorry.
I don't have a brain, so dice it is.
I just didn't. Yeah, I just didn't send you the updated character sheets because I have, on average, they do not have the battle skill. Let me get you those new character sheets real quick.
I
Mine
read
doesn't
your
have-
mind.
Mine doesn't have
mine
battle
doesn't
on
have
it.
battle.
Yeah, the
I think
only
it's
two
probably
who would
doesn't
have
have-
battle would have been Connors and Lane.
Perfect.
I'm glad I randomly saw that and
Yeah,
was like,
me
my
too.
ADHD was like, ask it, do it now.
I'm glad that you saw that too.
I'm just gonna go down my skill list. How about athletics? How about common knowledge? How about fighting?
Just a skill you don't end up using. It happens anyway.
Common knowledge.
Feel attacked.
Native language, native D8.
Yes, but maybe
You're very
you
good at
need
speaking
to
English.
I have
speak-
plenty of useless
And-
skills. For example,
Anywho, Kieran is going to give a nod to Corporal Pearson, or I
Commander.
forget ranks,
Commander Pearson.
and Commander, and head out towards
Yes.
one of the secret entrances.
Everyone fall out. Andrew's in front. Moral, replace Regan, since you need to be up front to take out the security.
I could take out the magical shield.
Yes.
I would recommend Anderson take out the mundane ones.
If you'd stop talking, I could give the orders. That was my order. Yes. Anderson will go behind you. Then Regan, because if we leave him in back and he sees a ghost, he'll just quit walking. Then Lane. And then I will be in the back, and whoever just quits walking and doesn't continue forward is going to regret it.
It's a cape line. If I don't see you out there, I'll shoot you myself.
All right. Oh. You arrive at one of the access tunnels, and sure enough, you see a keypad on it, and there is, you can see the faint glowing of along.
I will disarm the runic array.
That will be an occult check.
This would be a spellcasting roll, wouldn't it?
I thought about that momentarily, but I figured you would tell me to do occult, so it could be a spellcasting roll if I wanted to.
Different
It'd be
dice.
one of those. It'd be one of those, whichever you want to use here.
Yeah, whichever is higher and whichever you want, is occult or spellcasting.
Well, I feel obligated to tell you that my occult rolled double ones.
Oh no!
Oh man.
I cannot Benny that.
That is the equivalent of a crit fail.
Go no crit fail and it cannot be bennied.
Door's gonna blow up. Great.
So I could switch to spellcasting and different dice.
If you want, since
Or do you want it to be an interesting round?
So you want my advice?
yes,
You say to him, I'll give you two options. It's up to you because it's your story. Do you want to re-roll using your different skill, or I'll give you a Benny to keep it interesting? Then he gets the agency to decide.
that is what I was going to say actually.
I'm going to take the
proud of
Benny and make it interesting because I love
Alright.
these types.
In this case, I need a spirit roll from you. It's the effects of
I got a 3.
Alright. You suddenly feel like you remember that you have a very important appointment, a doctor's appointment, that you're late for. You feel the urge to leave and go to your doctor's appointment.
I just start
quickly
getting
as
up. I'm
possible.
like, I get up. Totally forgot. I have an eye appointment. Gotta go. I'll be right back.
Glasses, if you leave, you're not going to have any eyes left.
Well, Connors, you remember the part where you said, I'll shoot you if you're not there with us? This is one of those scenarios.
Morel, get back in line.
I just keep walking. Because I'm like, obviously, I'm just going to my car to get in and drive to my appointment.
You live on base.
What is he doing?
But this is not a rational thing
Yeah, it's
happening.
not
To me.
exactly.
In my mind, my reality has changed.
Somebody
Morel,
go tackle
halt. Stop.
With the urging of your companions, you can give me another spirit check to shake the effect.
Another 3.
He's just gonna keep going.
Pete sticks out foot and trips him.
Gonna try to trip him.
Yes.
Okay. That would be a fighting roll.
Opposed
Or an
athletics.
agility
athletics?
check.
Okay.
Athletics, yep.
All right.
So, Sarah, you're setting the TN.
Jeffrey usually rolls as bad as I do, so 5.
You gotta meet or
4.
exceed it to not get knocked over, Jeff.
4.
I fall to my face because I rolled a 4.
All right. You follow your face, and your brain gets jumbled around, and you find yourself shaken out of your need to go to the eye doctor.
What's going on? What happened?
You still
Apparently, you have
need
somebody
to
afraid
get
of ghosts, and now you're afraid of doors.
Doors.
Why have
What?
to be doors?
Meanwhile, Karen's gonna try and see if I can. Now, the runes that we're being fiddled with, was it just like surrounding the keypad
It's
to prevent someone from fiddling with it?
No,
Or
it surrounds the entire thing. You can touch the keypad without triggering the runes.
Okay,
Can't
awesome.
touch the hatch without triggering.
So, are the runes a one-shot trap? Like, did Jeff spring it and now we go, or do we still have to disarm it before we can advance?
The runes look like they have dimmed. It looks like they're recharging. So you can go, but you have to have time before. Eventually they will recharge. You'll have to.
Morel, if I use my trowel and I dig one of these up, does it just break what's happening? Because it's like a sequence, right? Like,
You're going to trowel a rune off a
I
metal
think-
door?
I
he
think
said it
I
was
may
the
have.
ground.
I said
We may have time to get through it if we get the keypad open before it recharges.
we
And we
can't
do
get
need
out.
to keep these defenses up so nothing gets out.
I want to be able to get out.
I'll be able to get you out.
You couldn't get me in.
All right. Kieran's gonna try and pry off the keypad and see if I can hotwire the door to open it.
a tech roll.
Electronics?
Electronics.
Mhm.
That
Okay,
one.
deal.
Sorry.
That works. That's fine. Nine.
Success with the raise. You are able to get pry it off, and very quickly just fiddle with a few of the wires, and you hear the keypad, give the sign of recognition, the beep, beep, you're good. That kind of beep.
Boy, all you had to do is fiddle with a few wires. It's no wonder these Zhongqi demons are all out and about.
All right, you.
Gonna say.
He's good at what he does. Bet you couldn't do it.
Yeah, it's like he is the tech expert.
You are right about that thing, Glasses.
Morale,
Don't call
This
me
is what can-
glasses.
do something about these runes so that we can get in here.
They're uncharged, I thought. Isn't that what we said?
Yeah,
They're uncharged, so you can get in there.
he did announce
Yep.
that.
Mind.
What's the
So,
play, Lieutenant?
You take point. That way, if anything shoots us right as we get in the door, they get you. The rest of you fan out and check
Yeah,
to the
leading
either
from the
side.
back, as always. I see how it goes. And he'll step in the door.
You do know that, so just you do know that Dr. Stone's lab would be on sub-level 20. That was the first place you were instructed to go. So that is where you most likely head first. That's where you were instructed to head first.
Who was my typical battle buddy in this group? Who was probably the one who sticks next to me all the time?
It's not
I
ghosts.
am the pure Marsoc guy, as long as it's not ghosts.
All right, well, come with me, Adam's
Alright,
character.
Walk up, tap you on the shoulder.
Okay,
Moving in a low ready.
on Teb.
Hey,
Alright.
you don't expect us to take an elevator, do you?
The
I wasn't
access
planning on it unless the lieutenant says so.
the access tunnel would go down probably to one of the sub-levels. It will take you a while, but you will be going down a long ladder. Go down the ladder, you look, and every
Can we
once in
just
a while,
division slide?
you're welcome to. However, if you want a division slide, sure. It's just every once in a while there is a platform that has a big number, a door with a big number next to it, letting you know what sub-level you have passed by. So,
Well, isn't there one of those at the top that tells us where we start?
yeah, you'd be starting at 0.
All right, so I got to slide 20 levels.
All right.
I feel like we're going just through like Jeffrey's tubes right now, just straight down.
Pretty
We're
much.
gonna skip the stairs and just.
Hey, played a lot of division. You can go down some really long ladders into
Really
the
fast.
sewer really quickly.
All right. So you've been making your way down. Eventually, you do find yourselves at sub-level. Are you gonna? Well, so tell me how you're gonna get into the sub-levels and take a point, Eric.
Well, I mean, describe this. How dark is it? What's the layout like?
There are
How much of this place would I know versus how much of this place am I having to explore
you would
because
know,
I'm a trainee?
You would know none of this place. You haven't been to. This is your first time at Avalon Site. You would nothing. You just know that the labs are on this level because the commander told you. There will be lights so you would have standard lighting, not operating in any darkness. There are going to be what you can do. There are long hallways, obviously, that you would be going down to get to various
Do we have
places.
like a PKE meter on like our gun scope?
Sure.
Okay, so I'm going to be paying
PKE
attention to my
meter.
PKE meter.
It's kind of like an EMF reader.
And
To
I'm
answer
gonna-
Adam's question.
Yeah, with my battle buddy, she told me to take point, so until I'm told do not take point anymore, I'm gonna sweep room by room until I come to an plot appropriately interesting one.
All right. Give me a notice roll.
Me too.
Am I at any
Sure.
sort of advantage since we are attempting to be very, very since we're paying super close attention as we are sweeping a hostile space?
I will give you a +2.
I got a 12.
I got a 6.
So as you're going down, you can hear the sounds of footsteps. Adam, with your raises?
It's one raise. +2.
A 12 is 2 raises.
Oh, 2 raises. You
No, because I have a 6 +2 is my notice. So I got a 6 and a 4 plus the 2 is 12.
Oh, so that's not how it adds. You don't add
No.
the dice together. You take the one highest dice.
Oh.
Total. So
So
you
I
got a
have-
6 and you add the 2, so you got an 8.
Oh.
But is your notice a D6?
Yeah, it's a D6.
Okay. And so if you got a 6, you need to roll that D6 again.
Is it-
I did, and that's where the 4 came
And
from.
that's where the 4 came from? Okay, so it is a 12, which is 2 raises. Sorry, I thought you were adding your wild die
No, no,
together.
Nope.
Because the number of people we've taught to play Savage Worlds who do that for several game sessions before we figure it out.
No, I did not do that.
Yep, Frito's one of those people.
You can hear the sound of 2 guards patrolling the hallways.
I'm gonna key my radio and then just whisper into the mic. Hold up. I have movement in the hallway. Sounds like 2.
Cautiously advance forward. See if you can see what is patrolling the hallway without it seeing you back. The rest of us, I'm assuming, are following them. We're not all the way back up at the top
Yeah.
still.
You're like, we're leaving them.
So
We're going home
This
now.
is
Guess
how
have
I
fun with
eliminate my Parker problem.
I'm gonna pull another weapon specialist thing. If I spend Benny, can I have an MP5 silencer?
Yes.
Gonna pull out
So-
my silencer and just
What are you? Yes, Ian?
I'm assuming we didn't start out automatically with any bennies, correct?
You start
You
with
started
3
out with
bennies.
3.
3.
Oh, okay. So I have. And did we all spend a benny to make sure that we had ammo in the truck?
No.
No, we decided
Just me.
it's an action movie.
Yep.
Okay.
It's an action movie. James Bond
magically
doesn't
have-
count bullets.
You don't reload unless it
You have
builds tension.
Yeah, you have the plot
Exactly.
appropriate amount of. Exactly.
Every once in a while, Patrick might do a thing where he spends a GM Benny to say, you're running low on ammo, because it makes the scenario interesting. Or you can choose to have be low on ammo to make a scenario interesting. But
Okay.
aside from that, unless you're playing a super gritty game like Adam would run, you don't count bullets.
Cool. You have your silencer.
I'm gonna reach out and I'm gonna like tap and pull, kind of indicating Andrews and I work well enough together that he knows I want to switch places with him. And is the door open or is it closed?
Oh, at this point, you're in a
Oh,
hallway. There's no
We're in
door.
the hallway. Okay.
And is my PKE spiking? Like, or are these humans?
Your PKE is spiking, and as
So I'm
they-
gonna, like, as you go to pull me back, I'm gonna point at the meter
I will
and
nod.
cue the radio. These are whatever these are. There's supernatural interaction here. The PKE meter's buried.
All right. So describe the hallway to me, please and
Um,
beg.
Do it now.
long concrete walls. You're kind of coming up on an intersection. Like you're coming up on a T intersection. So you're coming up, and there's the intersection that goes across. Is that the kind of description you're looking for?
Yeah. And so,
And they're coming from the right, headed towards the left.
okay. So, gosh, that was my next question because my high tech military contacts from the picture that you showed us that we had. So I'm gonna just kind of make eye contact with Andrews and I'm gonna point, right, and I'm going to quietly walk up to the corner and then crouch down, and I'm gonna aim up and wait. That way he's aiming from above me.
Okay.
So he won't shoot me in the back of the head. How close the like do they sound?
Now, so are you peeking around the corner, or
Well, that's why I want to know how close they sound.
they sound like they're maybe like 20, 30 feet away?
So I'm gonna reach into so in a lot of vests, like bulletproof vests, there are like little pouches on the back that you can put things in. I'm gonna reach in, I'm gonna pull out my cell phone, and I'm gonna use it as a mirror around the corner to try and see what we're looking at.
Hey, give me a stealth check.
Hey, I have a skill in that.
I'm gonna cue my radio while he rolls. So Morel, back there with your glassesiness, you know about these demons and such. How well are they going to be able to see in the dark?
I got a
Check.
5.
5K.
Pretty well.
Yeah, if you want, you can give me if you can give me an occult check. Depending on how well you do, you can you'll be able to get more specifications on. But
I
yeah,
got a
you would
6.
know that they can definitely see in the dark.
Yeah, so I rolled a 6. So yeah, they can see well in the dark.
Cool.
What do I
Glad
see?
we kept these at our training center.
Well, Avalon Site is more than
This
just a
is the-
training center. Avalon Site is the command center of the entire SCRD.
Still seems like a bad idea.
So you see, you point around, you stick it around the corner, and you see, 2 guards walking down. Similarly garbed as you are, but the behind their visors, you see glowing green where their eyes should be.
I'm gonna lift up my fingers, and I'm gonna 2, and I'm going to just like key into my radio, and I would say, on 3, I've got the left, you take the right, and then
And he's gonna look at you and like shrug in kind of this, I was told not to shoot humans.
and I'm gonna say, I'm just gonna kind of shrug like, I'm not dying today. Go. 3, 2, 1, and then I'm gonna lean around the corner and take a shot.
Good.
Yeah, I'll take my shot.
All right. Shooting rolls.
There's
Gonna
my
Benny
dice.
that, Patrick.
At this point, I'm trusting you guys to know how many.
Yeah.
I
That's
have
our
2.
job.
Got a 4 at him.
I got an 11.
All right. So Eric got a hit and a raise. Adam got a hit. So Adam, you roll your regular damage. Eric will roll 3d6.
So if I get a 6 on one of my dice, I roll it
It
again.
explodes. Yep.
Okay.
Go ahead, Adam.
I got 10.
I got 27.
All right. So those are both enough to shake and wound. These are just extras. You watch. You hit your watch as the red light from the stun runes ignites, and both people fall on the ground. And
Yeah, and I did very intentionally shoot my Glock, not my MP5, because I loaded stun rounds into my Glock and lethal rounds into my MP5.
Oh, you and I are backwards.
Okay, sounds good. And as these people fall to the ground, you watch like a green mist come out from where their mouths should be behind their helmets.
Can I deploy the trap and stomp on it?
Key the radio again and say 2 down. And look around. Clear.
You do see the hallway they are coming down from. You do see a laboratory. You see that there's a door that would lead to a laboratory, and you see that the marking on the side of the wall says, points to Dr. Stone's laboratory.
We got eyes on. Does one of our techie dudes have like one of those mouse drones?
Sure.
Yes, I do.
Of course.
I found it in my
Of course.
backpack.
Oh, look what my mom packed.
Right next to the Oreos. My mouse drone.
So apparently I'm gonna drone scout my way into Dr. Stone's lab to see
Keeping in mind that
what I can find.
every entrance as is conventionally secured and paranormally secured. So you are able to see, the door does have a keypad next to it.
All right. Time to hotwire another keypad.
And
I promise not to fail this one, maybe.
So how long does it typically take people to revive after being stunned?
depending on the person, but it can take anywhere from 5 minutes to to half an hour or more.
Take all of their ammo.
I would not be worried about take all their ammo. I would not be worried about these people coming back though. Waking up from the stun.
Do they have any grenades?
Yes.
I rolled a 3
take
on my
those.
electronics.
Okay. You rolled a 3 on your electronics. All right.
I rolled a 10.
After
on my
spending
occult.
2 bennies.
All right. So, you are unable to hotwire this door. Mr. Morel, you are able. Let me think. We'll start with this. Mr. Morel, you are, Corporal Morel, you are able to disarm the runes rather quickly with no side effects. So here's the thing. So Eric, you can tell me what's your thought process on this. My thought process on this, to move the story forward, is that it just takes, instead of him failing outright, it just takes him an inordinately long amount of time.
Yeah, so my suggestion, if we have to do this to every door, only have us roll on a door where the plot is going to change if we screw up.
Okay. Yes, that was okay. Gotcha. Okay, makes sense.
Yeah, so like for this door, like you only roll dice when it's going to be dramatically appropriate, right? Where it's going to cause dramatic tension. So like in this case, sure, maybe it just takes longer to get through the door, but like we don't need to roll dice to get through these doors because we've been trained to hotwire this door and dispel these runes, right? We know how to do that.
Gotcha.
But if like we're on the run from Zhang Kui himself and the only way we're getting out of there alive, then you make that roll.
Gotcha. Okay, makes sense. Okay.
Because otherwise it's like an investigation check in D&D to get the vital clue that somebody botches, and then the GM has to give them the clue anyway.
Makes sense. Okay. All right, so you do open the door. It just takes an inordinately long amount of time, and you'll probably not, and there will maybe 1 or 2 other doors you have to roll for the future. But, all right, you open the door, and all right. Peeking inside, you can see very clearly a lab setup. You can see 2 guards are standing in the room, and you see that there is another that there's a woman, middle-aged woman who is wearing a lab coat, who has been bound and is sitting on a desk. One of the guards has puts his fingers up to his ears. All right, understood. Turns to the other. Got orders to execute the doctors. Execute the doctor as soon as possible.
Do they have green eyes?
Yes.
When they're killing the doctor.
So the doctor does not have
We
green
need
eyes.
to take him out.
At least not yet.
All right, O'Connors, what do you want your team to do?
Take out the 2 guards and
I'm going to
free
throw
the
the
doctor.
flashbang grenade that was on the guy's, that I took from the dead guy, or the stunned guy,
Okay.
into the room.
All right.
A throwing, which is
Throwing roll.
athletics.
Alex, yep.
Find my character sheet. Okay, 6.
Okay. Flashbang lands at their feet. Goes off. They are disoriented. Whatever a flashbang would do in Savage World.
It's a good thing that demons are subject to their hosts'
They're
weaknesses.
They are at a -6 to all of their actions for
Nice.
a little bit.
Okay, cool. Okay. Point. We should probably draw some initiative cards. Alright.
Breach.
I mean, so I guess, and this is up to your discretion, but like, if we're gonna throw the grenade and then swarm the room, isn't that the way this works?
Yeah.
Right? Is it's a
Mm.
breach, so we would be all in the room at this point. We
Yeah.
don't need anybody funneling through doors.
Exactly. Yeah, you'd all be in the room. So no concern.
Oh. But I guess the question here is, and it's up to you, Patrick, but are you giving us a free round and only drawing us an initiative because we hit them with the flashbang and they
Yes.
didn't know we were here?
That's what I was gonna do. Yeah.
Okay.
Alright. 7 of diamonds goes to Sarah. 3 of clubs goes to Jeff. Jack of spades goes to Eric. The 6 of clubs goes to Peter. Ace of hearts goes to Adam. The 4 of clubs goes to Ian. Adam, we're up first with Eric on deck.
So I'm gonna ask you one more question.
Yes.
So they are essentially stunned, quote unquote, right? They are blinded right now.
Yes.
In Savage Worlds, there are 2 statuses known as vulnerable and distracted.
Okay.
Vulnerable means that, they can't actively attempt to dodge or move out of the way because they're not going to know where bullets are coming from as a thing. Distracted, you're not going to apply here because you're already giving them the big blinding penalty of -6. Right, but distracted would be it applies to their actions versus their defenses. So my question to you is, because we hit them with the surprise flashbang and they, are now stunned essentially, are you counting them as vulnerable?
Yes.
Okay. Can you?
So you just need to subtract 2 from their defenses when.
Who went after me? Or who is technically after me again?
Eric.
Okay. So I'm guessing that's the stack order. So I'm only going to do the elite tactical thing where I move in and I take my side. So we'll just stick with the left side and I will shoot the left side guy.
Roll your shooting roll.
So your target number is a 2 rather than a 4.
I got a 6.
Hit with a raise.
Okay. All right. Yeah, that'll hit.
For a total of 13.
Okay. You have a toughness of 7 minus the 2 from the vulnerable.
No, it doesn't apply to their toughness. It just applies to their active defense.
Gotcha. Okay. Cool. They are. So you hit. That would be a hit and 2 raises, right? 13.
Against a 6.
It's
Against a 6,
7.
that's hit with
It's
1.
7? No, that's a hit with 1. Okay, but that would still
with
be
1.
enough to wound and knock out the extra.
Yeah, if they're an extra, they're down.
Okay. All right. That brings us to Eric.
Okay, I'm gonna move to my position and I'll move to my position and take the shot
Okay.
on the other guy.
All right. Roll your shooting check.
5.
That will hit.
Yep. Uh, 11.
That is 7
Okay, with a raise.
with a raise.
Yeah,
right?
that's enough to drop him.
Okay. That'll drop. So again, 2 guys plop onto the ground. All right. And there is who you're assuming to be Dr. Stone in the corner. Bound, tied up.
Kieran's going to go over to one of the computers in her lab and see if he can access like internal cameras.
Okay,
That kind
definitely
of
give
stuff.
me a tech roll.
Hacking
Hacking.
this time around.
That.
I'm gonna leave the medical bit to Jeff, and then obviously the talkie bit to Sarah.
6.
Okay, all right. So you are able to hack in and get access to the cameras. What are you looking for on the cameras?
Just trying to find like the surrounding hallways around the room
Okay.
To see if I can spot an ambush coming in.
Okay, yeah, you definitely are able to find those.
Okay. I was just gonna watch them
Okay.
while other stuff happens.
Good.
I'm
Alright.
checking on the doctor.
Doctor appears uninjured. Nothing other than like some mild bruising from bound. But other than that,
Mhm.
fairly uninjured.
Dr. Stone, we were told that you would have information that we need.
Who are you? How'd you get in here?
I have this urge to say we are your only hope.
The exterior defenses aren't as hard to bypass as you would think.
We're Short Sword 4.
Short sword.
Yes.
Sent a training group.
Hey, you're not
mean-
dead.
A, you're not dead, and B, all the rest of them have green glowy eyes. I mean, I can tie you up and leave you here again if that's what you want.
Andrews.
You can wait for the next longs. Oh, wait. There aren't any.
What do you know about the situation?
That some idiot pulled the drawstring on Jean-Qui's bag and let a bunch of demons out all over the place.
Yes, he was quite an idiot. He was one of my assistants. So yes, that is correct. Jean-Qui's bag has been undrawn, and demons have been let loose in Avalon Site. Luckily, the warding has kept them inside Avalon Site. However, I believe that they are attempting to deactivate the warding, trying to use the power from the remaining demons inside Jean-Qui's bag to do so. She looks at Anderson, who has the new access sub-level 23.
Yep.
So it doesn't take very long. You pull up sub-level 23. You see this room, and in this room is just covered with tons of arcane symbols, and in the center you see just what looks like a regular old bag, except for the fact that it has this glowing green light coming out of it. It's just as I feared, attempting to use power of Jean-Qui's demon bag to deactivate the warding. That's down on sub-level 23.
Morale, do any of these runes mean anything to you?
No.
Okay.
Jeff, I need you to roll better. If you're going to play our occult specialist in a deeply occult problematic game, I definitely need your dice rolls to improve.
They were good at the first of the game.
They were good. He got a 10 not too long ago.
Yep. It's back. It's like 3, 10,
It's
2.
standard Jeff flop when it's important.
Yep.
Let me look at those runes. I know something about occult stuff.
Yep.
Now that my battle skill has been taken away. 8.
All right. You, Lieutenant O'Connors, recognize that as they are warding runes. Obviously, they are meant to keep things in and keep things out. You recognize them from a variety of languages: Latin, Ancient Norse, Arabic. Lots of different languages being used in these runes. So, yeah, that's what they are. However, you can see that the runes are starting to fade as Jean-Qui's bag is doing its work.
Yes, it looks like the warding runes are fading. You should know what they are, Morel. So we need to get the
I have
bag.
a question.
Yes.
I have to excuse my lapse in judgment. How old and how attractive is the doctor?
She's in her middle age, so she's probably late 30s, early 40s.
What? Middle-aged? As you say to 4 of your players
Wow.
who are now going to leave?
Sorry.
Yes,
Guess
it's you.
next
I'm-
time I come out
only
where you
like
live,
50s.
Patrick, I know who I'm finding.
I have made a tactical error, it seems. I apologize.
Give me my battle skill back.
Burn this scenario to the ground now.
She is attractive.
And apparently not middle-aged if she's only in her late 30s.
40s. She's in her 40s.
Still not middle-aged.
If you listen,
You live only to be about like 80, 90. That's the middle of the time.
isn't that why everyone hates 30? It's the descent into middle age.
She is like she was in my idol. I have studied a lot of her books and whatnot, and so I'm a little distracted. Like I would get in front of someone like a crush and be like, yeah, right, those
fast.
runes. Yes, O'Connor's. Good job.
Okay, I will
So
give
You're
you
like-
a Benny for that. Jeff.
They're like, oh, Parker will look at the screen. Like, yeah, that one right there that has like the diamond with the stick going through it and the crop. That's like the Norse one for protection. Like, I know that.
Anyways,
Look at the runes on the
do we need to
screen,
do?
not the runes on the dock.
You got roots.
Yes. Anyway, what are you trying to say? Were you trying to say something, Jeff?
No,
All right.
Give
I've
Jeff
embarrassed
my-
myself enough
my
in this
black
room.
Benny for his ridiculousness.
All right. So Dr. Stone looks at you. We need to go down and reactivate those. However,
What is this we?
Hey, what is this?
Turn
we?
them back on. All right.
Morel's here
Yeah.
for, and if the doc's not here, he won't be so distracted.
we have to get down to
You-
sub-level
yeah, you have to-
23. We're not sending Morel down there alone.
No, but why are we taking her
She
with
knows
us?
the layout better than we do.
Yeah,
She is an expert.
does.
So I get to look out for.
And
another
currently, she
sub-level?
outranks you, Andrews.
He's got a point.
technically.
I'm guessing that your actual rank is probably like major or lieutenant colonel, doctor.
Along those lines, yes. I prefer doctor.
We're all outranked here.
But we need to go. Yes, you need to go down and reactivate.
I can do that, ma'am.
Maybe.
With a little bit of instruction, I believe you can. Show you briefly, and as well as we will need to return, recall the demons to Jean Kui's bag. I can teach you how to do that as well. She,
Okay.
takes a few minutes, teaches you,
So
what you
I'm
need
gonna
to do.
lean over. I'm gonna lean over to Regan. You want to like use that phone and like record what she says because his eyes are not where they're supposed to be, and he might not get all this.
All right. So he will. So she does. She goes over and teaches you the ritual that you need to, reinforce the runes and to undo Jean Kui's bagness. So you can
I
take enough. You should be able to take the. You won't be able to take the access hatch down to sub-level 23. You will need to take the elevator. It's a security measure. As such, there will be guards probably down there waiting for you.
Any internal defenses that we can use to our advantage?
On the higher levels, there are turrets and of the like, but no, not on sub-level 23 itself. It's quite a small
Of course
sub-level.
not. Fine.
I'm gonna text the recording to Moral Hey, check your phone. Also, if we get out of this, make sure you play your turn on Words with Friends. Jeez.
Hey, let's go.
Anderson, as you've been flipping through cameras, by the way, do see you do come across what looks like another lab, and in this lab you do see a you see a raised dais with two pyramidal pillars on it, by the way, in labs, and yeah, do you see that? You go to the you go to the and then you go to the sublevel.
I don't get it.
You're a
What
terrible
did
person.
I miss?
Dear voice in the sky, I hate you.
Oh man. Okay. You make your way down level. All right, how are you coming down again to give me your order?
I'll be leading the way.
Okay, so
I
Corporal
feel
Morale
all
going first.
You feel all courageous because you met your child crush. huh?
Idol.
my idol.
Okay, who is
Wait, we're gonna
following?
let the man with the plan go first.
Yeah, probably a bad idea.
Lane, get in
Crap.
front of Morel. You get to take point this time.
Yes, that was my idea. I'm Lane, right? Yeah,
Yes.
Morgan Lane.
Yes.
I know you haven't talked in like half an hour, but
Yes, that is my name. All right, so. Oh wait, sorry, I just like blanked on what is in my imagination right now. So we're just going down the stairwell.
you have to go down an elevator. She gives you an access key to the elevator, by the way.
Okay.
Right.
And not Piotr presses the button to go down to the, what is it, 23rd sublevel? Why is that number in my head?
Because that's the correct number. That's why it's in your head.
Oh, good. I was like, why is 23? It really wants to come out. I'm thinking of a level. It's the 23rd sub. Anyway, they go down the elevator, I'm assuming,
Yes, you go down the elevator
and it opens.
and it opens.
And then what do they see?
So you see, if you look on the screen, this is what you see. I'm trying to get you.
Oh, oops.
Trying to
That's
get you your
where
order.
we come out.
How you're standing.
Okay, so this is the room that we came into after getting out of the elevator.
Correct.
And it's all dark. Can I
Shouldn't be.
use a Benny to say that I have flashlights on my weapons?
I think we all said we
So,
had flashlights on our
you don't need
weapons
to use
already.
the Benny to do that. But I
Oh,
appreciate
works.
the attempting to use the Benny.
I mean, I've got 4 of them. Can I use a Benny to say that I have a rocket launcher?
You also use Bennies to soak wounds. So
And knowing Patrick, he's going to try to kill one of us at some point.
So, Corporal Lane is first, followed by Corporal Morel. Who is coming after Corporal Morel? Corporal Anderson. All right, who's after Corporal Anderson? Lieutenant?
Regan, you next, and then Andrews, and then me.
Yeah. All right. So again, you do come to a door with a keypad and magical warding on it. This time I will need those rolls. Happens.
Oh, that's the magic key card that we got isn't going to work on the door.
Darn. Not this door.
That's fine. It worked on the elevator. That's
It,
good
it
enough.
looks like this requires 2 key cards. So
Oh, there's another key card.
Where's the blue one?
11.
I used 2 bennies and changed dice. We're terrible. And I got a 15.
Yay! And 11 on my electronics check.
okay, perfect. You are able to get the doors open. And you will, because due to the raises you got, you'll be able to get open with enough action time that the 2 soldiers standing behind sandbags there won't get shots on you as you open the doors.
Okay. I'm gonna shoot them. Or do we need to do the initiative thing before we do that?
Let's do the initiative.
We got the drop on them. Oh, darn.
No, they're literally all they're doing is just sitting there and standing and waiting for someone to come through those doors. So, all right, shuffle real quick. Get someone who's not Eric or Adam to go first. Give some of the rest of you guys the opportunity to do something. All right, Sarah, you got the Queen of Hearts. No, it doesn't show up very well on the camera. Jeff, you got the 8 of clubs. Eric, you've got the 3 of clubs. Peter, you have the 5 of hearts. Adam, you have the 5 of clubs. Then Ian, you have the Queen of diamonds.
Nice.
That would mean...
I'm gonna spend a Benny for you to draw me a new card.
Okay, then. That will be
Andrews is getting bloodthirsty.
the King of diamonds.
Wait, so if we use a Benny to draw a new card, is it like
You keep whichever card.
advantage? Oh, I'm gonna do that too because I literally haven't used any bennies.
You got the Queen of diamonds.
Yeah,
But what if I get the Ace of Spades, Patrick?
I mean, if you really want to spend that Benny, I won't stop you.
Well, I mean, he
Yeah.
keeps whichever card he wants.
Oh, he keeps whichever card he wants? Okay, well, it is the Queen of Spades. It's the other option.
Yeah.
So you want to switch the Queen of Spades?
Show do.
Okay.
Wait, did you just waste a Benny to go from a queen to a queen?
Yes.
Yeah,
But it's
I
a
went
higher
up.
suit.
Yeah,
It
it's
is
a higher
better
suit.
queen.
Yes. Okay, so
I accomplished pretty as close to precisely what I wanted to do as was going to happen.
He just wanted to
basically.
participate in using the mechanic.
Ian,
Yeah.
you're no longer on my zombie apocalypse team.
Well, you can hoard all your superstitious Benny points in the zombie
yeah.
apocalypse. I'll actually use them.
and because of that, and I had forgotten to draw for the soldiers. The soldiers got a 7 of clubs.
Oh,
they would have gotten
hey.
the Queen of Spades otherwise because I'd forgotten to draw for them.
Not that you can read it, but my quick edge says that I may discard and redraw action cards of 5 or lower. I want a higher card too, because you
Yeah.
gave me a 5.
It's a 10 of clubs.
Ha!
So for future reference and for those watching who might be interested in Savage Worlds, I was under the assumption Patrick was done drawing cards and that Adam's edges had resolved. You can only spend a Benny to get initiative cards once all cards have been dealt, including all edge-based cards. So technically, if we were to like go back in time, this would be different. Adam would like have the queen, etc., etc. But for the future,
Yes.
that's how this works. Savage Worlds has one of those kind of vehement communities that if you do something wrong, they'll tell you about it. So I wanted to
Somebody
make sure
is
we knew
like-
why we're doing it wrong.
Well, that is why
But
we did it
D&D
wrong.
does that too.
We apologize. I'm learning.
I don't apologize ever.
All right. So that is Eric. You were first with Ian on deck.
I will hold.
Hold. And holding works the same way it does in D&D, where you can take your action hold
No.
at a point.
Well, yeah, it definitely doesn't work the same because most D&D isn't D&D contingent on a thing.
You can
All
choose
I
to hold
have
your
to
action.
do, yeah, all I have to do is say I'm on hold. You turn my card sideways on the table, and then I get to say either, okay, I want to go now. If it's a player that I try to interrupt, they will be like, okay, well, I'll let him go first. Or like they have to consent to let me go first. And if it's an NPC, we make opposed agility rolls to see if I can interrupt.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, then, Sarah, it is your turn.
Okie dokie. She goes down 1 square, so she's out of the line, and shoots her Glock at the soldier behind that sandbag that she's in line with.
Have light cover.
What is your Glock's range, sir?
Twelve, 24, 48.
All right,
Yes.
so you are just barely at range because that's 12 squares.
Alrighty then. Light cover means a 4 isn't going to cut it, doesn't it?
That would be correct.
Okay, spend a penny. Very good. I'm gonna.
Yeah, you need at least a 6, sir.
Nope, I'm just gonna fail. She fails.
I'm terribly sorry to hear that. All right,
Maybe
so,
there's a reason she stays in the back.
so shoot a few shots. They land in the sandbags. That is going to be Ian's turn.
Yes.
You an ROTC, Lieutenant.
Wow.
Shots fired.
Wow.
ROTC.
Yeah, not insulting any audience members who may be in the JROTC.
Oh,
Very
they
much
get it.
thank you. Very much
They'd
thank you
get
for
it.
your service.
I do appreciate the service, but they'd get it.
I am going to shoot. I would like to shoot both of them with my MP5.
Okay.
Yep.
That'll be 2 shooting rolls, both with -2 penalty. But from another -2 penalty from the light cover to get an 8.
And another -2 penalty to fire at rate of fire.
Yes.
So you were at a flat -6 on this shot.
Get
Yikes.
a
Wait, so
You
10
need to roll a
succeed.
10 on both
Okay.
dice.
Succeed.
to succeed. Gotcha.
So, and the way you need to do this, Ian, hold on. You need to take whatever no, because you're taking 2 separate shots, I guess. Yeah, so you need to take 2 dice that are your shooting dice. So your shooting die is a D6.
Yeah.
Okay, so you need to roll 2d6 and then a different d6, which is your wild die. You only get 1 wild die on this shot.
Okay. Mm-mm-mm. So basically 3d6.
And then you're taking the 2 highest, and you really, really hope that 2 of them explode, and you get to a 10 because you're only hitting somebody with a 10.
Almost every dice he's rolled tonight has exploded.
So far no. Nope. I got an. Yeah, did not hit.
Okay.
I think that's an 8.
All right. In that case, it is now the turn of Adam with Jeff on deck.
Alrighty. So only 2 possessed soldiers?
That you can see.
Okay. So what I want to do on my turn, I want to move up to that kind of angled on the south part. And then after my movement, I want to throw in the stun grenade I never actually threw.
Okay.
And then lean around and take a shot.
All right. So that'll be -2 to the actions. Stun
I
grenade.
just normal moved, so my first stun grenade should be normal, right?
No, you take a -2 no matter what. For trying to do for multi-actioning.
I thought it was -2 every action after your first one.
No, it's
Nope.
all actions.
Fine. I'll just throw my grenade. I misunderstood how the game went.
It's okay. It's confusing. I agree.
Make your
I got-
athletics check.
A total of 13.
Okay.
661.
How would raises affect a grenade? Out of
They
curiosity.
don't.
All right.
I got it perfectly in between both of them, so it's
Yeah,
equidistant.
essentially, it's where you land it.
Okay. They're going to make vigor rolls. Fail, and therefore be stunned. Page 106 will tell me what stunned does. I'm glad I pulled my book back.
They're distracted. They fall prone. They can't move. They don't count toward any gang up bonus, and they are subject to the drop, which means we get a +4 to anything we do against them. But if they fall in prone, they're now in like heavy cover.
Oh, crap.
All right. Jeff, it is your turn with them. They are on deck, the soldiers.
Hmm. I am going to move up as far as I can and then shoot them both with my Glock.
Okay. I'll definitely say that negates the heavy cover since you're practically lean over the sandbags and pop.
Okay, and you have the drop on both of them, so you're just at a rig. You're at a +2 to hit them both.
5.
To hit one
That will hit
to
one.
do damage here. Yep.
And 7 for the second one.
That will hit the second one.
And the Glock is 2d6.
2d6.
Correct.
7 for the first one.
Okay, so that is their
5.
toughness.
+4 because of the drop.
+4. That's 11.
So 11.
Okay, so that's their toughness and a raise. You can wound them.
Yep. So if they're extras, they're out.
Okay.
And a 9 for the second one.
With your 4 or without it?
Yeah, that's with the 4.
Okay, so that the
So
second one
just
is
shaken.
just shaken. All right. Hey. So
More.
from the back, now that Blake has moved up, you can see two more behind some more sandbags. They are going to attempt to pop shots at.
So first things first.
Have
Start.
him unroll to shake.
Try and make him to unshake.
Okay.
He's distracted, so he's at a -2.
He fails. He got a 2.
Okay. So he is still now. He can't attempt to unstun because he's shaken.
Mhm.
So now you move back.
All right.
So he is still stunned.
All right. So the other two are going to attempt to pop shots at Blake. Both going to miss. Your bullets are going to hit the sandbags in front of you or whiz past you. Brings us to Pedro. Your turn.
All right, we're gonna do something really stupid, but I want to do it anyway.
If it's epic, we
I'm
do it.
because possessed soldier behind the two sandbags by Morel. He's still prone on the ground.
Yes.
Awesome. My base is 6. Awesome. I'm gonna take off at a run.
Okay.
As I'm running, I'm drawing my short sword. And I'm going to stab the guy on the ground. Toward like
Oh, yeah. Because I
We're
was
gonna-
the one
we're gonna
worried about
hug you.
lethal damage
Hey, you
here
know
on
what? Shut up.
Connors.
mister.
Wow.
All right.
We're gonna do so, but I'm gonna hug essentially the south wall, so I'll be south of him. Assuming that I make my
Let's get your
sprint
sprint.
roll enough.
Gotta get it too.
I got a 4.
Okay. Now you're going to vault over the bags.
It's a question. Are you vaulting over or are you just leaning over and stabbing him?
So I want to position myself south of soldier, assuming that sandbag. Yes.
All right, so
Okay.
you
So
are
that
you are
clear
definitely
spot.
gonna have to vault here
Yeah.
and then stab. So your vault's gonna
Yep.
be at a -2 multi-action. No,
Nope. So yeah.
-4
Minus four
multi-action.
multi-action, as you're going to make you roll an athletics check to
Fine.
vault over the
Vault.
Bring it on.
sandbag.
And the stab will be at a flat,
Yeah.
assuming you don't biff it.
Just like standing there with my gun around the corner. I'm just like, what's happening?
So it's a 9 minus 4
Five.
on the vault is a 5,
Yep,
Okay.
so you get there. Now
You
you,
get there.
stab, and that's
Now
just
I
a flat
stab.
fighting.
which is my fighting roll.
Because that's against their parry, right?
Yep, and it would be at a -4 against their parry, but because you have the drop, and he's just distracted.
Final Benny, because I want to do the cool thing that my superiors are going to be mad at me for.
Most of them are dead.
So it's a 6 minus whatever
Minus nothing.
y'all decide. Okay, awesome.
All right.
6 versus parry.
Parry. That will meet the parry.
Sword
That hits.
is strength and a d6. Where did it go? There it is. 7 total damage to the already shaken dude.
That meets his toughness. Take him out.
Yep.
All right. Take the extra out.
Literally kill him, unlike everyone else that we've stunned so far. But hey.
Well, did we take the runes off our swords?
Oh,
Sure,
that's
the runes
true.
do have
Our
stun.
swords
There's-
are our
the runes
swords
are-
are stun swords.
Yep. You don't actually fully stab.
I don't know how a stun sword works.
It's
The
it's
cattle
like,
prod.
yeah, one of those hand tasers. Just
It's one of those things from Star Wars that the stormtrooper flips around.
Exactly. All right. So you are the last one to go, Eric.
I'm gonna hold him the next round.
I mean, you keep the same initiative.
Yeah,
card,
it means
or-
I keep the same initiative card. You just draw around me.
Okay.
He likes his card.
Sure. There, it gets an ace of diamonds.
But not of spades. So Radiohead won't sing for you.
Jeff, you get a 7 of hearts.
Or Motorhead, I guess.
Peter, you get a 2 of hearts.
Spend a penny, Peter.
Adam, you get a
But
9
at
of
the end of-
diamonds. And Ian, you get a 2 of diamonds.
Yes.
And then the soldiers get a 9 of hearts. Anyone spending pennies to redraw their cards?
I don't want to dump all my bennies. I have a really cool idea coming up that I'm going to use a
Save
lot of
them
them
for the
for.
cool thing.
All right, Sarah, you are first.
She moves forward her pace. So I don't have to roll my running die.
Okay.
And then she's going to shoot at one of those soldiers behind the sandbags.
Roll your shooting roll.
Using
Behind
her,
light cover.
not her Glock. So that she'll have better range or whatever. She'll use her MK. If it has better range.
Their range is the same.
Well, then
You're
she'll
totally
use,
fine to shoot your Glock here.
she'll use the other one just for funsies. So she can shoot something else.
But unless you're putting it on full auto, it doesn't matter. It's the same gun.
But I don't have to shoot it on full auto.
Wait a second.
Let her shoot
Never
the gun
mind,
she
I
wants to
won't go
shoot.
there.
Dang it.
I won't take us down that
I'm here to
tangent.
butt heads with Sarah. I told her that when we picked these characters.
Just spend a penny because I want to succeed at shooting at least once.
In her Savage Worlds history.
No, I have succeeded once. I
We had
offed your
Mothra.
bad guy in one shot, but tonight is not the night she
That's
fails
true,
again.
We did have Mothra.
Sorry to hear that.
But at least you're not shooting your sister.
Yes, there is that. I'm not going to shoot her and then fail to heal her and she dies.
You and Lydia should form a support group for killing sisters.
Wow. Corvette was almost on there. Braden could have joined you. But, all right. Okay, that brings us to 9 of hearts would go before 9 of diamonds, right? That would be the soldiers.
Yep.
Okay. All right.
Declare their action.
They are going to shoot at Blake.
Okay. I'm going to attempt to interrupt them.
Okay. What are you
So
doing?
this is an
to
opposed
interrupt?
agility roll first.
Okay, first. They got a 1. Congratulations.
I mean, I can. Yeah. Okay. All right. So what I'm doing is I am going to. I need you to scroll backwards a little bit. I'm going to run. And I'm going to baseball slide into that slot by Anderson.
Okay.
Then I am going to utilize the suppressive fire maneuver, and I am going to essentially just spray and pray in their direction as a thing.
Nancy.
So, first thing I have to do is run.
Okay.
I need to successfully
She
get...
literally took my idea.
I need to get a 4. I get a 6, so I get there fine. So get me there. Nope, down 1. Yep. And I slid down behind, so I'll pop up so I have some semblance of cover. And then I'm going to suppressive fire. So I need to make a shooting roll here at a -2 due to -4 because I get the automatic penalty and I get the multi-action. I get 4 total, which will be enough to be suppressive.
Okay. What exactly does being suppressive mean?
All of them are distracted.
Okay.
So all of them will be at a -2 to shoot anybody else in addition to any of our cover bonuses that we have.
All right. The likelihood of hitting Blake is virtually 0 at this point then. Unless
But
you
not impossible.
But not impossible. You explode 3 times.
Mm-hmm.
Give me a 23 minus the 2 for light cover minus the 2 from
distracting.
That would bring him to 19.
Mm-hmm.
I tried, Jeff. I tried so hard.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay, so that is going to be 13 versus your toughness.
7.
Okay, so that
Hit with a raise.
hit with a raise. You're shaken and wounded. Eric really did try, Jeff.
Jeez.
That's one of the coolest things I've done that wasn't set any of Sarah's places on fire with dynamite.
All right.
Was that both of them shooting, Jeff? Or one of them shooting,
No,
Jeff?
that one of them. The other one missed.
Oh, that poor guy.
What is the thing behind the sandbagged?
Well, what did you come
Guards.
down here for?
Oh, we found it.
Job. All right. With that, that would then bring us to Adam with Jeff on deck.
Okay. So is Jeff dead?
No, Jeff
No,
is still
he
standing.
just took one
He just
wound.
took 1 wound.
Okay, sounds good.
He's not having a great time.
Meh. It's just a flesh wound.
Okay, look. I have one more stun grenade.
Okay.
I'm just gonna go yeet and try and throw it into the next set of bad dudes.
All right. Give me your athletic check.
Where are you, Adam?
You might need to move forward
Back.
a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need to come forward.
How far do I have to throw it?
You can throw 1 square per your strength die,
11 boxes is how far away you were.
I believe. Hang on, let me double check. I don't want to be wrong. Grenades don't come up in fantasy games very often. They always come in the form of powers.
At the range listed below, 5, 10, 20.
Yeah, so you need to get within 5 squares to not have a penalty on your throw.
Which you could do. You would not be behind cover.
Or you could throw it with a minus. You can throw it with penalty.
But I could shoot them instead.
Or you can just shoot them.
What is
because
so?
your
What
shot
is
range is longer.
rate of fire 3?
That means you swap it to full auto, like I have done. You can choose to spread those 3 shots between whoever you want to be shooting. You can pump all 3 into one guy. You can pump 2 into one guy and 1 into the other, whatever you want to do. When you roll your dice, you have 1 wild die, and then you have 1 shooting die per bullet, right? Per rate of fire. So if you're going to shoot at ROF 3, you're going to take 3 additional d6s, and you roll them all at the same time.
So can I shoot twice?
Yeah.
Like 3 at one person, 3 at the next?
Yes, but then you're at a substantial penalty. Like you can,
But I
but
only have
you're at the full auto penalty, which is a base -2. Then you'll add an additional -2 for the multi-action. So each
And then
shot
the
will be at
-2
-4, and then they're
for the
-2
right.
from cover. So you're at a straight
Oh.
-6 on all their shots that way. If you
And-
just shoot 3 bullets at the one guy, you are going to be just at a -4.
I didn't think about the cover.
Yeah. Patrick using cover is a solid thing. It doesn't happen a lot with novice GMs.
How far can I move?
You can move 6.
I
Whatever
take
your pace is, yeah.
Sorry.
I take credit for this idea because I convinced him to get Wasteland 3. If you know,
I've
you
played
know.
lots of games with cover before. Wasteland 3 didn't.
Patrick,
Patrick
let
gets me
me
to cover.
have this.
I mean, it's one of the number one things when new people look at Savage Worlds is they're just like, why would you ever use anything other than ranged weapons? Because you only ever have to hit a 4. You're like, well, cover exists.
Okay, so I'm going to shoot 2 into the left guy and 1 into the right guy.
Are you moving forward or you just shooting?
I'm leaning around my corner. I think that's
Yeah.
11 squares away from me, so I don't have to worry about it.
Is correct.
Yep. So you're going to be at a -4 penalty. And so you need to, so before you do this, hang on. You need to separate the dice. Your wild die applies to whatever, but essentially, like, no, I guess that's not true. That's the old edition. You just are picking where your shots land. If you only land 2, you just have to decide, did I put 2 into one guy or 1 into each?
I missed everything. I
You wanna
got
spend a Benny and
Wanna
re-roll
spend a
all
penny
of the
and re-roll
dice?
them?
yes.
Okay, so you will re-roll all 4 dice. Did any of them roll as a 6?
Yes. I had 2 of the regular shooting dice roll
Right,
as
so
6s.
re-roll both 6s.
Even if it's a D8.
Oh, no.
Oh.
Only if it's a D6. I didn't know you had a D8 in the shooting.
Yeah.
Your shooting is better than my shooting.
So you
I
still
don't
won't
know,
hit.
because if I'd rolled 6 on my 6-sided dice, I'd be rolling again.
Yeah, you still won't hit then.
All right.
Well,
Total to a 2.
That counts. Jeff's turn with Ian on deck. Nope, with Peter on deck because hearts is better than a diamond.
I am going to
Although
roll
diamonds
my...
do win hearts. That's why we use them in proposals.
The roll spirit to unshake.
Okay.
I do not unshake.
Hearts are temporary, diamonds are forever.
True.
Okay.
Are you gonna stay shaken, or are you gonna spend a Benny to unshake?
No, I'm saving. I only have 2 left, so.
Gotcha. Okay, well, Ian,
I only have 1.
it is your turn. Nope.
Okay.
It's Peter's turn. It is Peter's turn. Hearts are better than diamonds.
Oops.
I don't know why I keep thinking diamonds are better than hearts. Hearts are better than diamonds. Peter's turn. All right, Peter.
That's all right. I'm gonna pull out my Glock and take a shot at the rightmost possessed soldier.
All right.
And by right, I mean north.
-2.
I nets out to 0. Shooting sandbags is fun. I'm all hopped up from stabbing a dude. I can't make my shots.
Valid. All right, Ian, it is now your turn.
I mean, what we could do is Russian special ops style, where we all line up and just all the way down.
Where am I?
You are.
Oh, I'm all the way up there. Jeez.
You're all the way up there. No, you're back here.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Like all the way back there, I guess is what I should have said. Point is far away from where I want to be shooting. I'm going to run up. Wait, how many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm going to run right to what would be the left from the character's perspective of Corporal Moral.
Like the mushroom.
And then what are you going to do?
And oh yeah, sorry. And then because they're in very much cover, aren't they?
Yes.
Freaking
You
heck.
cover.
Can I? Okay. After that, can I hold my action? Hold my
No, you
whatever
have
it's called?
to. You'd have to hold your action. You'd have to.
You have to hold your
You
action.
have to hold your action entirely. You can't. You
Oh,
can't move
okay,
and then-
gotcha. Gotcha.
If you're gonna do something this round, you have.
Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I am going to run up to Will. So if you see in the little, like the divot or like alcove to the right of the sandbagged soldiers, if I stand in that, can I stand on that square? Yeah, yep.
Yes, you can. stand on that
Precisely.
square. Yeah.
And would it provide some level of cover?
Yes, you could lean against it for whatever is above light.
I mean, it would probably just be light cover the same way as the sandbags are.
Okay.
Okay. Then I'm going to run there.
And what are you gonna do after that?
And then I'm still kind of. I'll shoot at the sandbagged soldier on the right after that.
Okay. Give me. All right. So we'll move you forward 6. Okay. Now give me your running die roll. So you roll that d6.
That is 3, so I made it, I guess.
Yep.
And then
Now you will take your shot. That is a -4 penalty, -2 from the little cover, and -2 from the multi-action.
yeah. So that's an 8.
That will hit. 8 -4 would be. Or did you already calculate the -4 in?
Oh crap! Sorry, 6. I counted the -2, not the -4.
Gotcha. Okay, so that will hit. Roll your 2d6 for your damage.
Do. 6.
They have a toughness of 7, so you will not beat their toughness. Taking.
You
Right.
can Benny damage.
You can Benny damage.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it.
Okay.
And then I just roll another die.
Roll
No,
roll
you
the
just
2d6
re-roll
again.
your damage roll. You re-roll your 2d6.
Oh, gotcha. That'll work. Hopefully this ends up being better. It was worse.
You take the higher number, so
Yeah.
6.
All right. I mean, you still have how many more bennies do you have? You had 4. We've used 2.
Yeah, I mean, because I'm assuming we're kind of at the end. That's kind of meta, but
Yes, we are wrapping up.
I'm gonna do it.
Okay.
Benny again.
All right.
Okay, that was 9. Wait, 9, 5.
Okay, so that will shake, but not wound. All right. That brings us to the top of a new round.
You don't minus damage, do you? There's no penalty on damage.
Yeah, there's no penalty on damage.
So that's 9.
Oh, okay, 9. Sorry.
So yeah. Well,
But
no,
it's
you
still
said
shaking.
9. You said it was 9 after the -2, so your total was 11.
No, sorry. So it was 9. I got 9, and then I
Okay,
subtracted
so
4.
still just shaking.
Okay, so yes, shaking, no wound. Okay. All right. Here we go again. It is going to be a Joker for Sarah.
Everybody gets a Benny.
Everyone gets another Benny. Now that is a 3 of diamonds for Jeff. A 3 of spades for Eric.
Patrick, did you take my Benny for that story thing?
Yes, I did take that story thing.
That's fine. I just wanted to make sure I had the right amount.
Hope you're good. And an ace of hearts for Peter. Ace of spades for Adam. And then 5 diamonds for Ian. King of hearts for the soldiers.
Now,
All right.
after this round, Patrick, assuming there's anybody standing, because a Joker was dealt, you have to shuffle that deck.
Oh, I've been shuffling it every time. I didn't realize.
Oh,
have to
no,
shuffle every time.
you only ever shuffle it when a Joker is drawn.
Good to know. I did not know that.
And that, and that carries through after combat, too. Like, if a
Okay.
Joker's not drawn, your action deck stays the way it is until a Joker is drawn.
Good to know. I thought I had to shuffle every time.
No.
You learn stuff.
It's why you generally play Savage Worlds with 2 decks, because then you have one that's shuffled, and then in between rounds you can swap and deal really fast initiative, and then shuffle while players are taking their
Gotcha.
turn.
I do have a second deck. All right. Well then, Sarah, excuse me. Since you got a Joker, you do get to choose when you want to go. So just let me know. That would cause with the ace of spades, Adam will be first.
All right. So, okay, remind me the state of which soldier is in what state,
The soldier on the top soldier is shaken.
and the bottom soldier is
Fine.
A bottom soldier with green eyes.
fine.
Yes, that is correct.
He wasn't
All right.
top of his class, unlike the other guy. That's why he's not the top soldier.
All right, so move me forward my full amount,
Okay, and then
and I'm going to do what I said and just kind of try and Russian style this. Just blah 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 blah.
are you shooting both or just one?
I'm going to fire one shot at the shaken. Yeah, one shot at the shaken guy, 2 shots at the other guy, and because I'm trying to think of a good explanation to give you a cover to help me negate at least part. A good reason to negate at least part of the cover with a Benny, but I can't think of a good reason. Besides, I want to. Well, anyway.
Quit
Off
showing
we
me
go.
that there's a specter, Patrick.
right.
I don't want to deal with it. I'm not there yet.
All right. Yeah,
you're at
just
a-
move me forward, and I'm going to Russian style this.
Yeah,
Okay.
at a -4.
That's hard to hit.
So throw 4 dice again,
Mhm.
same as last time.
And then all right. So my wild die got a total of 11,
4, so 7.
So that will
and
hit.
then none of my other ones work.
Okay, so probably depending on what you decide your target priority it is, right? You
The
hit
wounded
one
one
guy.
is the first guy I'm going to
Yeah,
shoot.
the shaken one is the first guy that you're shooting. So
Yeah.
that's
And
who you
then-
want to hit.
Yeah, can I use a Benny to spend for the other 2 shots?
Yes, you can spend
To
a Benny for
reroll.
the other 2
Okay,
shots.
so the way this works, Adam, hold on. Nope, because that's not right. If
Okay.
you spend a Benny, you re-roll the whole roll. You re-roll all 4 dice. Right now, you have 1 hit. That stays unless you get better next time. But you have to re-roll all 4 dice if you spend a Benny.
Okay, now we're just going to keep the one dude dead.
Well, I mean, so if you want to spend a Benny, you get a chance to hit more. You can't hit less. Because if you get less hits, you just revert back to your roll that has 1 hit.
Oh, well then, yeah.
So re-roll all 4 dice. Right now, we know Adam has bare minimum hit 1 guy.
Okay.
Ooh. Okay, so this time I got 2 that exploded. One of them is another 15, and then the other one is a 9.
Okay, so this is before the -4, right?
Yes, so one
Okay.
of them was a 5 to hit, one of them was an 11.
11. Okay.
So it's both
So, yeah. So the 5 will hit
will hit.
the wounded guy,
11.
and the 11 will hit the other guy. So you're going to do 2d6 damage to the wounded guy first.
Okay, so that's 9.
Okay. So that'll drop him.
And then the unwounded dude.
You're going to do
Is-
3d6.
Does that still drop 9 damage? Does it still drop him because he has 7 toughness?
But he was already
He
shaken.
was already shaken. Okay, cool. I just wanted to double check.
16.
That'll
Which will
definitely
also drop him.
also drop him. All right, and with that, all bad guys are gone. Now have free reign to the warding room. So it was explained to you that the warding room is a 2-person process. There is someone who has to be on the computer, monitor power levels, while the other person is reinforcing the warding. But so do you want to deactivate the bag first, or do you want to reinforce the warding? Bag is just a solo person task.
I say we deactivate the bag.
Yes.
Probably be easier to not be trying to fight everybody while we close everything up.
Yeah.
Do
Agreed.
we all need... So, okay. So, Lieutenant, position us in the room the way you think we need to be. And tell who's doing what.
Does deactivating the bag require occult skills?
Yes.
This is what she was explaining while Regan was also filming her on. Okay, so Morel, you're going to handle the bag. Regan, you're going to back him up in case he fails because he seems to be having memory problems lately.
Fine,
Aye, Captain.
Lieutenant.
Lieutenant.
Anderson, go over to the computer and get ready for that. Andrews and Lane, watch the entrance to this room and make sure no more possessed people come
Where
and
do you
try to
want
stop
us? Do you want us set up at the forward 2 sandbags or the rear 2 sandbags?
The rear 2 sandbags.
Ken, where are you going?
I'm gonna stand to the side where I can supervise the best.
All right. So, for the sake of time, as we are running over, you are able to, it takes, you're able to deactivate the bag, and as you deactivate the bag, the light fades, and the bag just kind of stops and is its own bag. And as you deactivate the bag, the warding disappears. And you hear, and you look up and you see some of the concrete lift up, and you see windows above the area, and you see a bunch of people sitting there and clapping. And you see someone lean forward to the microphone and say, "Congratulations, Short Sword 4. You've just completed the Longsword training program."
I'm gonna throw my MP5 down and walk out the room.
Wait, did we just kill people over a training exercise?
No, we used fake rounds. They were very explicit. That's why we weren't allowed to kill anybody, and they yelled at everybody.
Wait, so is General alive? How did your leg bleed?
So you look up and you see Commander Pearson, and he just holds up a
He's
blood
got
packet.
ketchup.
It's like, it's a blood packet.
How did glare at, like, somebody ought to glare at Morel and be like, "How did you not notice?"
He hasn't been at the top of his game tonight, in case you hadn't noticed.
Well, there's a reason that his rune didn't work. It's because there wasn't anything to heal.
Technically, Morel kind of suspected this, but he didn't want to say anything.
Uh-huh.
He's like, "Oh, this is a training exercise. I'll
Does
play."
that mean I get a raise?
Means that you, so at this point, the soldiers behind you wake up and stand up very, clutching at themselves, very stunned and bruised, and they're like, we'll take you to...
Especially the one that Peter beat up with a sword.
The one that Peter beat up with a sword's gonna look at Peter and be like, "You're lucky that was a training sword. Could have killed me." But
We were supposed to.
I'd say you were lucky.
So the soldiers take you back to the elevator and take you up a few sub-levels back to sub-level 18, where you're taken to the main command center, where you see General Rourke, who is the general of the SCRD, and Commander Pearson standing. General Rourke says, "The final exercise for all short swords is a fake Ragnarok scenario. That is the worst thing that we can possibly handle in this department. And if you can handle a Ragnarok scenario, you can handle anything." And he turns and he pulls out, he pulls out 6 cases. And he hands each of you a case, and when you open it, you see inside of the case is a longsword, silvered longsword, the symbol of swords of the SCRD. You have taken the final steps on the program, and you are not perfect, despite what Commander Pearson would want you to be. But a longsword not remain perfect as it gets used. Sword will tarnish unless you take care of it. That is our hopes and desires for you. Continue your training, continue through the Longsword Program. You will become the best you have done. Now graduate you from Short Sword 4, Longsword 13. That
An honor.
Hooray!
that. And I completely forgot to mention something that Eric spent a penny for. Around the room that you see on all the equipment and things, you see on all the equipments the symbol 3M. That I call it a night. Thank you for coming out. Apologize.
Wait,
Woo!
3M is in the safety equipment?
Yeah, I was like, earplugs?
No, the 3 Marley sisters.
3 Marleys. Yep. Thank you for coming out. It was fun. Definitely a learning curve, but yeah, I had fun. I hope everyone else did. Just some reminders. We'll be back with Rehash the Rolls next Wednesday. And yeah, thanks for coming out. We will talk to you all you guys later. Bye, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.